What's up everyone, how are you all? If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments. And also check the description box to original creator of this beautiful creator. What would happen if Naruto was captured during his battle with Nagato and the Akatsuki took the Kyuubi out of him? What if he died and was given a second chance in another world? What would happen if a Shinigami gave him new powers? This is a crossover between One Piece and Naruto. Naruto woke up in a strange place. He saw a campfire and 2 logs. There was some sitting on one of the logs. "It's about time, kid. Get over here and sit down. I'm on a tight schedule here," complained the person. Naruto sat down on the other side of the person and noticed that this person was a woman. She had long black hair that was in a ponytail and had blue eyes. She also had a white robe on and a book in her hand that she was reading over. She looked over at him. "Uzumaki Naruto. If you haven't figured it out already, you died fighting Pain, or his real name Nagato. The Kyuubi's power was sealed by the Akatsuki. In other words, you're dead." Naruto's jaw hit the floor. "What? Who are you?" She sighed at him. "Why can't you humans just listen to us and not ask the same questions all the time?" Naruto glared at her. Fine, I'm an angel." Naruto had a question mark appear above his head. She laughed. "Humans, I forgot that all of you have different names for us. Does the Grim Reaper ring any bells?" "What's that?" questioned Naruto. "Oh, I see now. How about a Shinigami?" He widens his eyes. "You're a Shinigami." "Yes, I am. I prefer to be called a." Naruto cut her off. "But I heard that they were ugly and had horns or something like that." "Enough. I don't have time to explain everything to you." "Fine. Are you going to take me to heaven?" he asked. She laughed at that. "You are a special case, Uzumaki Naruto. The future needs your help." Naruto raised an eyebrow at that. "Future? That's right. You will be sent to another time, or should I say world. The Lord decided that he needed you there rather than in the ninja world." "You are confusing the hell out of me. I have to stop the Akatsuki," yelled an angry Naruto. "Listen." Naruto stood up in anger. "I don't care what you say. I need to save Sakura." He was cut off as she lifted him up by the throat. "We are giving you another chance, boy. Are you going to listen, or must I force you to listen?" Naruto was in so much pain. All he could do was nod his head. Then she let him go. "You're a smart kid after all. Thanks to the Akatsuki's actions, the world has become evil in the future. I will send you there myself. There will be a fishman there to explain everything to you about the world. Listen to every word he says. That fishman never lies and you can trust him. Save that world any way you like." "Are you really serious about this?" he questioned. She shook her head. "Yes. I don't joke around. Everyone you knew is dead. You have to make new comrades." Naruto widened his eyes in horror. "Please don't send me. I want to stay with my friends. It's not my decision. I was ordered to send you there. Look on the positive side, I'm not sending you there without a gift." Then for the first time narrator had a smile. "What type of gift?" "There will be a lot of powerful enemies you will have to fight. You still have your chakra and your other techniques. You will also have the Rinnegan, Sharingan, and the Byakugan. I will give you the knowledge how to use them. Although, it would be hard for you to learn them." Naruto had stars in his eyes. "Are you serious? That's so cool. I'm going to be powerful." "True, but the only drawback is that you can't swim." Naruto fell off the log. "There will be these fruits called the devil fruits. You get powers if you eat it, but do not eat one or it will kill you. Devil fruit users can't swim at all. They sink like a rock. You're going to be one of them. So be careful, Naruto." Before Naruto could say or ask anymore, everything went black. She smiled at him. "The ninja world lives in you." Naruto woke up coughing. He saw a giant of a man standing over him. That's when he noticed that the guy looked somewhat like Kisame Hoshigaki. He had pink skin and long black hair. He had a white and black striped shirt. He also had a dark brown captain's coat over his shoulders. The fishman had a long beard as well. "I see you're awake. Who or what are you?" questioned the fishman. Naruto noticed that he was wet, like he has been in the water. Then he noticed that he was on a ship and there were a lot of fishmen glaring at him. "I won't ask again, boy," said the same fishman. Then Naruto remembered talking to that Shinigami. "She lied to me. I don't have any knowledge to use Rinnegan or the others." Then he looked at the big fishman. "What do you mean, what am I?" The fishman raised an eyebrow at him. "What's your name?" "Uzumaki Naruto. I'm Fisher Tiger." "Everyone leave us but Jinbei," ordered Tiger. All the fishmen left the deck and went inside the ship. We were on our way to the red line when a black hole opened up in the sky. I never have seen anything like that, even in the Grand Line. Explained the captain of the Sun Pirates. Naruto raised an eyebrow. What makes you think I know anything about it? You fell out of the black hole. Stated Tiger. Naruto widened his eyes at that information. When you fell in the water, we noticed that you sunk like a rock. In other words, you ate a devil fruit. Said the first mate Jinbei. I jumped in the water to save you. Stated Tiger. Naruto nodded at them. You have my thanks, but I really don't know much about that black hole you saw. Even if I tell you what I know, I doubt you believe me. Let me decided that boy. Said Tiger. That's when Naruto remembered what the Shinigami said to trust the fishman he saw. He guessed that the fishman was Tiger. Then he started to tell them everything. Then that Shinigami sent me here. Said Naruto as he finished telling his story. Jinbei glanced over at his captain. Is he telling the truth? Tiger nodded his head. I hate to say it, but the boy is telling the truth. That was too easy. How do you know I'm telling the truth? Questioned Naruto. Tiger had the ability to read people. He can tell if you're telling the truth or not. Explained Jinbei. Naruto nodded. Then Tiger gave him a serious look. You were telling the truth, but you could be a crazy. A ninja world? Chakra? I want to see one of those eyes that the Shinigami was supposed to give you. I don't know how they work. Said a serious Naruto. Tiger gave him a glare. Then we will fight. Naruto fell over in surprise. What? Fighting for your life always unlocks new powers. I hate humans, so it's a win for me even if you die or not. Explained Tiger. Naruto glared at him. I get it. You want to see how strong I am, but I can't fight you. I owe you a debt for saving my life. Jinbei gave him a small smile. That boy has honor. It's hard these days to find a human with honor. Are you sure about that boy? Questioned Tiger. Naruto gave him grin. I never go back on my word. Believe it. Tiger grinned at him. For a human you're not half bad. All the other fishmen came up on the deck when they heard that Tiger was going to fight the kid and they were surprised that Tiger complimented a human. He never did that. Have it your way, boy. If you won't fight me then you can fight Jinbei then. Offered Tiger. Jinbei nodded. Prepare yourself. Naruto nodded and got in his fighting stance. Jinbei punched the air 4 times. Naruto thought it was warm-up punches, but he felt pain in his stomach and was sent flying back. Jinbei charged at him and to everyone's surprise Naruto jumped high in the air. Then Naruto's eyes rolled back as he came crashing down on the deck. Jinbei is a master of fishman karate. The first punch Naruto felt was a low level. The last 3 punches were delayed. Thought Tiger as he was not impressed so far. Jinbei was waiting for Naruto to get up. Is this it? I thought you were strong? Naruto got up. I'm not done yet. Then there were about 15 shadow clones. Jinbei raised eyebrow. This is impressive. Is this the ninja power you were talking about? Naruto nodded. Then they charged at Jinbei, but the fishmen sent a shock wave at them taking out most of them, but 2. One of them tried to punch Jinbei in the face, but he blocked it and punched the clone in the face. Jinbei looked at the last Naruto. Looks like you're the only one left. Bring it on, yelled Naruto. Jinbei appeared in front of him and brought his fist down on his head. Then to Jinbei's surprise Naruto turned into a cloud smoke. The real Naruto appeared out of nowhere and slammed a Rasengan in Jinbei's chest that sent him flying through the door on the ship's deck. Arlong glared at Naruto. What is that kid? No sticking human can do that to a fishman. Naruto was a little surprised that Jinbei walked back out. I didn't hit him with a full Rasengan, but still he shouldn't have gotten up from that. This guy is strong. You caught me off guard. It won't happen again, promised Jinbei. You're very strong and fast for your size. I guess it's time for Sage Mode, stated Naruto with a smile. Unknown to everyone else, Naruto had 3 clones on the back of ship to gather natural energy. The first clone disappeared, making Naruto a sage. Jinbei and Tiger widened their eyes. Is this one of the eye powers? Questioned Jinbei as he saw yellow rings around the kid's eyes. No, it's not. This is my most powerful form, stated Naruto. Then Naruto appeared in front of him. Jinbei saw him. Both of their first connected to each other that sent shock waves through the air and blew all the fishmen off the boat, but Tiger. Naruto widened his eyes. This guy is able to keep up with me in Sage Mode. That punch hurt my fist. It's my job to make him awaken those powers of his. thought Jinbei. You are strong, Naruto-san. I have been holding back too. Naruto had a surprised look on his face. I could tell you held back on that last attack. I have an idea. I will do one last attack and I want you to take it head on. If you fail you will die, said Jinbei. Naruto shrugged his shoulders. We gone this far. Let's go all the way. Jinbei nodded his head. I'm a lot more powerful in the water. Then he jumped in the ocean. Naruto made giant Sage Rasengan. Let's do this, Jinbei. Tiger let out a sigh. Those two are going to destroy my ship. Meanwhile, underwater Jinbei was gathering water and then he shot it out straight at Naruto. Naruto met it head on and slammed his Rasengan in it. Naruto widened his eyes as he was being pushed back and was close to the edge of the ship. If he didn't do something soon, he was going to fall in the water. I can't die here. I was sent here to help the world and that's what I'm going to do. Then Naruto knew how to call upon his new powers and he activated the Rinnegan, Shinra Tensei. The water-like cannon was destroyed like it was nothing. Jinbei's head was out of the water. That was amazing, Naruto-san. Tiger started to clap his hands. I never had seen such scary eyes before. I guess those are one of the eyes you were talking about? Naruto nodded. Please, Tiger, tell me everything about this world. Tiger nodded and began to explain everything to him. Naruto sighed at all the information he was told by Tiger. Pain talked about bringing peace to the world. It would seem that the opposite happened. Tiger was staying in front of Naruto. How come you weren't scared of us? All humans judge us by what we are. How come you didn't? Naruto smiled at him, thinking about Gaara. Nothing can really surprise me anymore. It's all good. I'm in your debt for telling me about how this world works. Tiger nodded. I can't believe the words that are coming out of my mouth, but I like you, Naruto. Naruto started to laugh, shi. Then he was wondering why he laughed like that. He never did that before. I will take you wherever you wish to go, said Tiger. Thanks for giving me a lift, said Naruto. Tiger nodded. You're welcome. May I ask what you plan to do? Jinbei was nearby and listening. That's simple. I'm going to destroy the world government, stated Naruto with a serious look on his face. Jinbei was shocked that he said that. Tiger, however, just smiled at him. The world government has too many allies, stated Tiger. I'm not afraid of them. I think the Akatsuki created the world government, stated Naruto. Jinbei raised an eyebrow at this. You said altogether there was 10 members, right? Yes. As I said before, the world government was created by 20 kings. So how could this Akatsuki created them? Tiger asked. Naruto shrugged his shoulders. I'm not sure. I'm just saying they could have teamed up with other people. Who knows? We will take you to an island or a city if you desire, but we are making a pit stop first, said Tiger. Naruto raised an eyebrow at that. We are going to the red line and I'm going to climb it to the top. I'm going to attack Marijoy to free my brothers, stated Tiger. Jinbei nodded his head. Are you sure you don't need help? Tiger nodded. In case I don't make it, I want you to take care of our brothers, Jinbei. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. The strongest Marines are at Gold Roger's hometown. It was yesterday that he was executed, so now would be the perfect time to attack, explained Jinbei. Naruto looked at them. Is it okay if I come with you, Tiger? Tiger looked confused. If you help me, kid, there is no going back. The world government will stop at nothing to kill you. Naruto just grinned at that. I owe you two a debt for saving my life and telling how the world works. Also, I don't believe in slaves. I want to free them and see these world nobles myself. Maybe one of them might resemble one of the Akatsuki members. Tiger nodded. Who am I to stand in your way, kid? You can be my backup. Naruto smiled at that. No problem. Go and tell the cook on our ship to make you something. I'm sure you're hungry, said Tiger. Naruto nodded and ran off, hoping that the cook knew how to make ramen. Jinbei looked over at Tiger. You really hate humans. Why do you like him so much? Tiger laughed a little. I'm not really sure, but that kid will change the world. Jinbei was shocked that Tiger said that. He was not the type believe in the humans. The Sunny Pirates made it to the Red Line. Tiger told his crew when they saw other fishmen to help them. Tiger glanced at Naruto. Are you ready, kid? Naruto grinned at that. Of course. They both started to climb the Red Line to get to the Marijoy. Finally they got to the top of the Red Line. It was at night. It took them all day to climb it. Tiger gave Naruto a serious look. Do you think you can survive on your own? No problem. This is where we go different directions. stated Naruto. Tiger had a little smile. Funny, I was about to say the same thing to you. Well, I could tell that your crew didn't like me much shishi, said a laughing Naruto. Tiger nodded. You have Jinbei and I as allies if you ever need anything from us. Take care of yourself, Tiger, and thanks again, said Naruto. You too, said Tiger. With that they went different directions into the night. Naruto was sneaking around the place and discovered that there were more slaves here than ninjas in the Leaf Village. Naruto broke in a building and saw a man with a very long beard. He had what looked like a fishbowl on his head. He also had a weird-looking suit on. I guess this guy is a world noble. That guy is seriously ugly. Could he be a descendant of one of the Akatsuki members? Thought Naruto. Then he saw the world noble walk over to a cage. In that cage was a girl about his age. She had long black hair. He thought she was hot. Who would do that to a woman? The man opened the door and grabbed the girl by her hair and pulled her out hard. She screamed in pain. Listen to me, slave. Your job is to pleasure me and then I'm going to kill you. After all, I'd be laughed at by my older brother if he found out I had with a slave, said the laughing world noble. The girl looked terrified that she was about to be raped and killed. That's when Naruto jumped down and pushed the world noble down. Naruto glared at him with his Rinnegan. You're one sick freak. How dare you do this to me? Do you have any idea of who I am? Naruto grinned at that. Sure I do. You're a piece of shit. The slaves and the girl were shocked to the core that someone would say that to a world noble. Naruto then raised an eyebrow. Have you ever heard of the Akatsuki before? Like I know what a dead commoner is talking about, said the man. You're going to die for what you were trying to do to her, stated Naruto. The world noble laughed at that. You don't have the... He was cut off as Naruto appeared in front of him and hit him in the chest with a Rasengan, which caused the world noble to fly through the wall and land outside. Then Naruto freed all the slaves in the building. Then they all walked out of the hole Naruto made. They saw the land on fire. I guess Tiger did that, thought Naruto as he looked around. Then he saw another world noble and marine standing over the dead world noble that he had killed. How dare you kill my brother? We created the world. You will pay for this, shouted the world noble as he pointed a cane at him. Please wait, Roswald-sama. This boy is not normal. Allow me to take care of him, said the marine. Roswald looked over at him. What about that fish man? Sakazuki-san is fighting him right now. Allow me to handle this boy, said the marine. Fine, you better kill him, ordered Roswald. Naruto was face to face with the marine. What's your name? The marine pointed to himself. Me? I'm a vice admiral. My name is Borsalino. What's your name? Uzumaki. Naruto is my name, and don't forget my name. Borsalino had a weird look on his face. Are you part of Tiger's crew? No, but I guess you can call me a pirate. It really doesn't matter what you are. I can't allow you to live, said Borsalino. The girl that was a slave spoke up. Please don't die. Naruto turned and looked at her. Don't worry. I'm not going to die. Believe it. The girl was surprised by his words. Naruto glanced at the other slaves. You're free now. Run away and never get caught again. Then all the slaves started to run away. The girl didn't want to leave Naruto, but her sister grabbed her and told her to run. With that they all ran away. Naruto then chaggered at Borsalino and went to punch him in the face, but his fist went right through him. It was like the guy was made out of light. It's like that time I attacked that guy with the mask, thought a shocked Naruto. Borsalino could tell he was confused. I'm a Logia user. I have the power of the Pika Pika no Mi fruit, meaning I'm a light man. Naruto then understood what he had to do. Thanks to his Rinnegan he could go into Sage mode without a problem. I must say you have some weird eyes. First your eyes have rings in them and now they're yellow, said a surprised Borsalino. Although it didn't look like he was that surprised. I heard from Tiger about Logia powers. If you don't know their weakness then you have to use Haki, but I have no clue what Haki really is. My eyes are telling me that you have to use a different energy to get around the power of Logia users, explained Naruto as he disappeared. Borsalino raised an eyebrow. Then Naruto appeared in front of him and hit him in the face, which sent him crashing through a building. Roswald widened his eyes. He didn't see that kid move at all. Naruto dodged just in time as a beam of light went by him. Borsalino walked out of the destroyed building. Half of his face was bloody. That attack was supposed to catch you off guard and pierce through your back. Naruto didn't say anything to him. Roswald-sama, please go to the castle of the Marijoy. It's too dangerous for you to be near this fight. First guess this marine is about to fight seriously now. Thought Naruto. I was surprised that you found another way to hit me without using haki. What is that power? Questioned Borsalino. Naruto grinned at him. This is sage power. Borsalino raised an eyebrow. I never heard of such a thing before. Naruto remembered something. That Shinigami told him as he blacked out. Flashback. The ninja world lives in you, Naruto. She said just as he passed out. End of flashback. Naruto grinned at the marine. I'm going to test my powers out on you. Then he started to do hand signs. Great fireball technique. Then a giant fireball came from Naruto's mouth and he was heading to Borsalino. The marine didn't know if it had that sage power or not, so he kicked at the fireball with one of his light attacks. That caused a big explosion. Naruto smirked at that. I never could do fire attacks like that. I guess it's thanks to the Rinnegan that I can do that. You are very dangerous. I thought about capturing you, but it looks like you're too scary. Stated Borsalino. Then Borsalino started to let out a lot of kicks that sent beams of light at Naruto. He was fast enough to dodge them. Borsalino thought that he had to trap him to win. Then he started to gather light in his hands and sent beam of light in the sky. Thanks to Naruto's Rinnegan he didn't blind him. Borsalino was up in mid-air. Yasukani no Magatama, and started to shot out little energy beams at Naruto. To his surprise, Naruto held his hand up and made the beam of lights went in other directions. That guy is making me destroy half of this place. How did he do that? He thought as he landed on his feet. Naruto smiled. It was time to summon Gamabunta. He knew he would be mad at him, but Naruto wanted answers to what happened in his time. Borsalino saw Naruto doing those weird moves with his hands. Summoning Jutsu, yelled Naruto as he slammed his hand down on the ground. Summoning Jutsu, Naruto yelled as he slammed his hand on the ground. To his surprise, a little cloud of smoke appeared above him. Then he widened his eyes as sword came flying down at him. He dodged and the sword fell in between his legs. He turned white as a ghost. Naruto fell over in surprise. Borsalino raised an eyebrow at him. That guy just made a sword appear out of nowhere? What is he? Naruto got up and glared at the marine. What the hell was that? What do you mean by that? Questioned Borsalino. That kid was getting confusing by the second. What's going on? Why didn't Gamabunta come? Instead a sword came out. Naruto thought. As he looked at the sword, he recognized it. He was really shocked that it was Orochimaru's Kusanagi sword. Then he looked over at the Vice Admiral. Do you know anyone by the name Orochimaru? Borsalino started to rub his chin. Can't say I have. So it wasn't really that marine. Then how in the hell did I summon Orochimaru's sword then? Thought a very confused Naruto. Then out of nowhere, Borsalino appeared beside him and kicked him with a light kick on the side that sent Naruto flying into another building. Then there was a big explosion. I used too much power. I didn't mean to blow up that building. Said Borsalino. Maybe you should have used more power. Borsalino turned around and saw that Naruto was alive. He was bleeding on his forehead and his shirt was tore up. You're very scary. Now both of us have blood. You shouldn't underestimated me, and you shouldn't drop your guard like that. What's your name again? Questioned the Vice Admiral. Uzumaki Naruto. I won't forget that name. That's if you leave this island alive. Stated the Vice Admiral as he made a sword of light. Naruto had Kusanagi sword. Then they both charged at each other and their swords clashed. After about 5 minutes of dueling with swords, they both jumped back from each other breathing hard. Then a giant fist made of magma came flying at him. Naruto dodged it just in time. Then someone appeared by Borsalino. Sakazuki. Did you get the other one? Questioned Borsalino. Sakazuki glanced at him. No. He got away with all the fishmen slaves and a lot of other slaves got away thanks to Tiger and this kid. Borsalino saw that Sakazuki was wounded. Seems Tiger gave you a hard time. That's why I was waiting for you to back me up, but you never showed up. This kid can't be that strong. Stated Sakazuki glaring at Borsalino. But that kid is a monster. He is scary. Complained the Vice Admiral. Then we will kill him together. Yelled Sakazuki. Naruto was breathing hard. My sage chakra is almost out. Not to mention all this weird stuff going on with my abilities. I guess my best bet is to use that just you. Then to the surprise of both the vice admirals, Naruto flown high above Marijoy, Shinra Tensei. With that there was a big explosion to shook the land of Marijoy. Naruto landed on the ground and saw he had half the land destroyed. Just like Pain did to the Leaf Village. He looked over and saw that he did some major damage to the castle too. Then he ran and jumped off the cliff and falling down the red line. 7 days later, Naruto was walking on the water thanks to chakra. He was being very careful not to fall in the water. He didn't see the Sunny Pirates since he and Tiger attacked Marijoy. Naruto had no clue where he was going or what to do now. Then he heard people yell at him. He looked towards the east and saw a ship that had a pirate flag on it. He guessed that they were pirates. They were shocked that Naruto was walking on the water. "Step aside, guys," ordered the captain. Naruto looked at the man. He was a very tall man. He had long hair that was slicked back. He also had a dark black and gray fur coat over his shoulders. He had rings on his fingers. "How in the world can you walk on water?" questioned the captain. Naruto sighed at that. "I can't talk right now. I be walking for who knows long. Trying to find island so I can get new clothes, food, and rest. Sorry about that. My manners are bad, kuhahahaha," laughed the captain. Naruto was already starting to like him as he laughed along with him. The pirates sweat drop at their captain and Naruto because they were both laughing and smiling at each other. "I like you. My name is Sir Crocodile, but you can call me Crocodile," he said. "I'm Uzumaki Naruto," he said as he jumped on board the ship. "I got of that stuff you're looking for on this ship," said a smiling crocodile. At the same time in Marineford, Admiral Sengoku sighed at all the things that happened this past month. Gold Roger turned himself in. Not to mention Shiki had attacked them. He had killed the fleet Admiral Kong. The Gorosei still haven't picked a replacement. Then Roger started the pirate age a couple days ago. Then not even a day later thousands of new pirates started to come out of the shadows. Then Fisher Tiger and a kid named Uzumaki Naruto attacked Marijoy. No one had never done that ever. Tiger burned some of the land and freed all the fishmen slaves. What worried him the most was Naruto. That kid killed a world noble and had an unknown power that he never seen before. He destroyed almost all the land. Lucky the vice admirals that saw him lived through Naruto's power. Lucky the Gorosei were at Roger's execution. They had ordered him to do two things. One was to kill Uzumaki Naruto and Fisher Tiger. The other one was to send CP9 and if need be a buster call to Ohara. He was going to do that mission first and do a little bit of lying all the pirates out there. Then he grabbed a Den Mushi that was on his desk. "This is Vice Admiral John Giant. I have an important mission for you," stated Sengoku. 2 months later, Naruto and Crocodile became nakama. They were at Water 7. They were in a bar waiting for their ship to be repaired. Both Naruto and Crocodile were drinking rum. "I really wish you will become my first mate, Naruto," said Crocodile. Like I told you before. I'm here to save the world," said Naruto. Crocodile rolled his eyes at that. "Then let me ask you something, Naruto. Do you really think you can go up against the world?" "Maybe, but I can't right now," answered a sad Naruto. Naruto told Crocodile everything about him about a month ago. "Listen, Naruto. You shouldn't go tell other people that you're from another world," stated Crocodile. Naruto nodded. "The hell with it. If you ever need help or when the day comes that you want to take them down, I will help you," said Crocodile with a big smile. Shishi. "Thanks man. If you ever need my help just ask." Crocodile started to smoke his cigar. "You're strong. Who is the most strongest you ever fought with, Crocodile?" Naruto asked. Crocodile narrowed his eyes at that question. "That damn freak, Emporio Ivankov." Naruto raised an eyebrow. "Who's that?" "A freak. That's all you need to know," was all he said. Then one of Crocodile's crewmen ran in the bar. "Captain." Crocodile looked over at him. "What is it?" "I got amazing news. There is this big rumor going around that the Pirate King left his ship the Oro Jackson in Parsha." Crocodile widened his eyes. "Are you for real?" "Of course, Captain. I hear it with my own ears." "Is the ship ready?" "Yes, sir." Crocodile had a grin on his face. "Then get ready to set sail. We are leaving for Parsha." The crew member nodded his head and left the bar. Naruto raised an eyebrow. "What's so special about a ship?" Crocodile rolled his eyes at him. "That ship was the only ship to sail around the world. I'm going to get that ship." Well, good luck with that shishi. Laughed Naruto. What are you laughing at? You're coming with me, stated a smirking crocodile. What? I'm not fighting for a stupid ship, said Naruto as he crossed his arms. We are nakama. We always agreed to have each other's back. Are you going to break your promise to me? I thought you never go back on your word? Questioned Crocodile. Naruto eyed him. Besides, if I get in a fight, it's your fight too. I have ramen, said Crocodile with a smile. You are a jerk. I just want you to know that, stated Naruto as he stood up from his chair. Kuahahaha. You need to learn to go with the flow, Naruto, said a laughing Crocodile. A few days later, the crew arrived at Parsha. Crocodile was looking at the island through some binoculars. Naruto was sitting in a chair nearby. What's so great about this island that the Pirate King would leave his ship here? Questioned a bored Naruto. This island holds the Dead End race. It's a pirate race. Whoever wins gets the grand prize, answered Crocodile. So this time it's going to be a Pirate King's ship? Naruto asked. The race is held every 2 years. The funny thing is it happened a year ago, stated Crocodile. Naruto sighed at that. Maybe we should just leave. I have a bad feeling about this. As do I, but I rather have the ship. Unless you want the world government to have it, said a smiling Crocodile. Naruto laughed at that. Shishi. You sure know how to get me moving. Crocodile smirked at that and looked at his other crew members. Let's go to the island, men. Meanwhile, close by, there was the first ever underwater ship. The captain was sitting in his chair in the middle of the room. He was very bored. Well, have you gathered information yet? I'm getting bored over here. A woman bowed to him. Forgive us, Doflamingo-sama. There are some low-level pirates on the island and some marines. Even Whitebeard is here with his crew, sir. Doflamingo looked disappointed. Why does everything seem boring? Doflamingo-sama? I can tell you right now that Roger didn't leave his ship here. The marines lied. For what purpose? Who cares? Maybe they're looking to kill off a lot of pirates. After all, it is a trap. Then we have Whitebeard. He is here to try to get Roger's ship. In other words, how boring. He complained. Then a man came in the room. We have some crazy news, Doflamingo-sama. The rookie Crocodile is here with his crew, sir. Doflamingo smirked at that. Really? Yes, sir. That big news, but not enough to keep me happy. Please wait. You won't believe who Crocodile has with him. It's Demon Eyes Uzumaki Naruto. That was all he took to get Doflamingo happy. Finally, things are going to get fun. Fu. Crocodile's crew were on the island by the water. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Have you ever been here before? Crocodile shook his head. No, I heard a lot about it. Where should we start? Don't ask me. You're the one that forced me to come, complained Naruto. Don't blame me. You're the one that likes that noodle crap, stated Crocodile. You have no sense of taste, Crocodile. Ramen is the best, yelled Naruto. I told you cigars are the best. Then they both got into each other's face and yelled at the same time. You want fight? The other's sweat dropped at that. I don't have time for this. We need to think of a plan, said Crocodile. Fu. How is it going, Sir Crocodile and Demon Eyes Uzumaki Naruto? Said a voice behind them. Everyone looked behind them and saw a man in a feather coat sitting on a rock nearby and had a pair of sunglasses on. Naruto glared at the man. What did you just call me? Wait, forget that. Who the hell are you? Crocodile glared at the man himself. Careful, Naruto. This man is powerful. His name is Don Quixote Doflamingo. It's an honor to meet you too. Especially you, Naruto-kun, said Doflamingo. What are you doing here? Looking for Roger's ship? Questioned Crocodile. Fu. I say the three of us should team up. What do you think of that? Questioned a laughing Doflamingo. Crocodile rolled his eyes at him. Don't you have a crew? I have lots of men. Only the strong ones have a right to be here, answered Doflamingo. Naruto raised an eyebrow at him. What do you mean by that? Our luck is against us, Naruto-kun. Fu. The Marines and Whitebeard pirates are also here. So in order for one of us to get Roger's ship, we need to team up. We can fight to death over it later, explained Doflamingo. He knew the truth and didn't tell them that Roger's ship wasn't here. He only come to meet with Naruto and get on his good side. Crocodile was about to refuse until Naruto spoke up. Maybe he's right, Crocodile. I fought with a vice admiral before. They are strong, said Naruto. Crocodile didn't like it, but he had no choice right now. Whitebeard is strong as well. Fine, we are a team for right now. Doflamingo smirked at that. I already checked out the island and discovered that there are low-level pirates inside of the mountain. They have no idea that Whitbeard or the Marines are here. Those 3 ways to get in. One of them is blocked by Marines. They have their commander with them there. Who's that? Questioned Crocodile. The Vice Admiral John Giant. The other has Whitebeard pirates and the last one has about 300 Marines. Stated Doflamingo. Naruto looked over at Crocodile. Which way you want to go? I guess we fight the 300 Marines. Answered Crocodile. Crocodile's crew fell over in surprise. They all were thinking the same thing, those 3 were crazy. The Marines were waiting for orders to attack the inside of the cave, when they noticed 3 figures walking towards them. One of the Marines recognized who the 3 were. Men, get ready for battle. Show no mercy to those pirates. They are famous rookies. On the left was Naruto, the middle was Crocodile, and on the right was Doflamingo. Out of the way, weaklings. Ordered Crocodile. Our job is to protect the world from scum like you. All 3 of them said at the same time. Just who are you calling scum? Marines got their guns and swords ready to fight them. Fu. Looks like they are not listening to you, Crocodile. Said a grinning Doflamingo. Then I guess we kill them. Stated Crocodile. Naruto nodded. I take the left, you take the middle, and our friend over there can take the right. Doflamingo smiled at Naruto, called him a friend. Crocodile glanced at Naruto. Are you telling me what to do, Naruto? You're the one dragged me here. If anyone has the right to tell you what to do, it's me. Although if you do get married then it's your wife that's going to boss you around, she. Said a laughing Naruto. Naruto is one of a kind. Thought a smiling Crocodile. Hurry and attack the pirates. Yelled one of the Marines. The Marines couldn't even touch Naruto as he dodged their attacks and fought back with powerful blows. A lot of the Marines stabbed Crocodile's body with swords, but to their surprise he was nothing but sand. Crocodile looked bored. What are you guys doing? Barchin. Marines fell over dead. Doflamingo smirked as he watched Naruto fight. I'm loving this. A big Marine charged at him with a big axe. Die Doflamingo. Doflamingo had a sick smile on his face as he moved his fingers. I'm trying to watch Naruto-kun fight. Go play with the others. Then the Marine started to attack the other Marines. Dai demanded to know why he was doing it and the Marine just screamed in pain. He said he couldn't control himself. 10 minutes later, Crocodile's crew were shocked that 3 guys just took out 300 Marines. Crocodile lit his cigar. Well, I was hoping they put up a fight. Doflamingo started to laugh. Fu. Still was fun. Crocodile raised an eyebrow. What is he after? He was watching Naruto fight more than he was my fight or even his own fight. He's up to something. Naruto walked to the entrance to the cave. Let's go. With that the others followed after him. When they walked in, they were a lot of levels. There were a lot of pirates sitting around drinking rum. This place is awesome. It's like a secret pirate place or something like that. Stated Naruto as he was looking around. That's because it is. Stated Doflamingo. Naruto nodded and then looked at Crocodile. Well, where would you hide a ship in this place? Crocodile shrugged his shoulders. Then Doflamingo started to walk in the middle of the place where everyone could see him. Fu. Where is the Pirate King's ship? Everyone looked at Doflamingo like he was crazy. Naruto sighed at all that. That's one way to get people to notice you. Before any of the pirates spoke up there was a big explosion. It left a giant hole in the wall. Everyone saw the Vice Admiral John Giant with a lot of Marines. At the same time another explosion was heard on the opposite side where the Marines were at. Everyone was shocked to the core when they saw Whitebeard and his crew there. John was shocked that Whitebeard was here. Well, what do we have here? Some Marines, said Whitebeard. John looked over at the 3 rookies. You're under arrest for the sake of justice. We won't allow you to get the Pirate King's ship. Whitebeard smirked at that. I think that ship is ours. What do you think, Thatch? I think you right, Pops. Answered Thatch. Hold on, that ship belongs to me. Yelled Crocodile. What makes you think that, brat? Questioned Whitebeard. Crocodile smirked at him. I'm going to defeat you, Whitebeard. Gurararara. You're a funny brat, said a laughing Whitebeard. Crocodile glared at him. Then Marco appeared beside Whitebeard. Pops, it would seem that his ship isn't anywhere to be found. Whitebeard glanced at him. Are you sure? Trust me, that's not a ship I can forget. Stated Marco. Whitebeard then had a big grin on his face. I thought as much. Why would the Marines lie about Roger's ship being here? I only came here to know why. To kill rookie pirates, but to be honest I'm after you demonize Uzumaki Naruto. Answered John. Who's that? Thought a confused Whitebeard. Naruto raised a eyebrow. Hold on guys. Why is everyone calling me Demon Eyes? Crocodile remembered that Doflamingo called Naruto that when they meet on the beach. Fu. You really don't know Naruto-kun? You have a bounty. When you get one, you have a nickname. Explained a laughing Doflamingo. John glared at Doflamingo. How did you know that? Doflamingo smirked. I have my ways fu. Whitebeard widened his eyes. You're the famous rookie? Are you in Fisher Tiger's crew? No I'm not, answered Naruto. Crocodile glanced at him. What the hell did you do with Fisher Tiger? I heard he hates humans. John glared at Naruto. He did something not even Whitebeard or the Gold Roger has done. He attacked Marijoy with Tiger. He helped free a lot of slaves. Whitebeard raised an eyebrow. How did that brat get to Marijoy? Crocodile and his crew were shocked to hear that. The other pirates around were shocked to hear that too. Naruto grinned at that. You sound like it's a bad thing, Marine. You guys had thousands of slaves there and it makes me sick to my stomach. Don't you dare lecture me on what's right and wrong. You killed a world noble, yelled John. Crocodile's cigar fell out of his mouth. Whitebeard had a smile on his face and so did Doflamingo. Everyone else was shocked that Naruto killed a world noble. Not only did you do that, but you destroyed half of Marijoy. We don't even know what type of power you use. We put a 500 million belly bounty on your head, stated John. Whitebeard smirked at that. That brat broke all the records. That's the highest bounty that anyone ever got on their first try. Naruto had questioned look on his face and looked over at Crocodile. Is that big? That's big, Naruto. You're the first person to get their bounty so high like that for your first try, said a shocked Crocodile. Naruto shrugged his shoulders. Whatever. I guess it's like being in the bingo book, he thought. That is why we Marines must kill you, Demon Eyes, yelled John as he drew his sword. Target found, said a voice above them. They looked up on one of the balconies and saw Big Man. Naruto's sweat drop. Why is everyone so big and tall? Fu. If it isn't the tyrant Bartholomew Kuma, said a laughing Doflamingo. Tyrant? Questioned Naruto. He's been known to crush anything in front of him and never to spare anyone's life, explained a smirking Doflamingo. I'm a little mad right now. I came for a new ship and that's what I'm going to do. I think I take one of your ships, Whitebeard, stated Crocodile. Whitebeard smirked at that. Looks like we are going to fight some Marines and brats. Crocodile ordered his men to get ready and fight the Whitebeard's crew. Then he glanced over at Naruto. You're going to help us? Naruto was looking at the Vice Admiral. It looks like he wants to kill me. I might have to fight. Naruto was cut off. Above you, yelled Crocodile. Naruto looked up and saw Kuma flying towards him like a cannonball. He saw that Kuma had taken off his gloves and there was something on his hands. He then dodged as Kuma landed and on the ground was a big hole that looked like a paw print. Naruto noticed that he looked a lot taller up close. Why are you attacking me? Kuma stayed quiet. Looks like he wants to kill you, Naruto-kun. Fu, said a laughing Doflamingo. Naruto glared at him. You're not helping much. You remind me of an enemy I know. Please tell me you don't have a power that can take over another person's body, so that you can live forever. Doflamingo looked amused. Living forever, you say? Not my cup of tea, Naruto-kun. Are you saying that we're not nakama? I really don't know you, you're very crazy, and not mention you're not really helping us, stated Naruto as he eyed him. Then Kuma sent shockwaves that looked like paws at Naruto. Then Naruto started to dodge them. John saw this as a moment to kill Naruto and he tried to slash at Naruto, but his body just stopped. What's going on? Fu. I can't allow you to kill Naruto-kun from behind. He is fighting the Tyrant after all, so is a little busy, said a laughing Doflamingo. John glared at him. Stay out of this. Doflamingo smirked at that. Can't do that. Naruto-kun is my nakama. Naruto looked over at him. He still didn't know if he could trust this guy or not. He reminded him too much of Orochimaru. Crocodile raised an eyebrow. It seems Doflamingo is backing Naruto up. Then he looked at his men. Get ready. We are going to attack Whitebeard. With that, Crocodile and his crew charged at Whitebeard. John then ordered the Marines to go kill Doflamingo first since he wouldn't step aside. Then the Marines started to fight each other and the Vice Admiral had no choice but to fight Doflamingo. That left a one-on-one fight for Naruto and Kuma. "I don't like to fight without a reason. Why are you attacking me?" questioned a serious Naruto. "Your question shall remain unanswered," stated Kuma as he started to shoot out shockwaves. Naruto widened his eyes as he got hit with them, but he turned in a cloud of smoke. Then Naruto came from behind him with a Rasengan. Lucky Kuma blocked it with his hand and it sent Naruto flying to the wall. When the dust cleared up, Kuma said how dangerous that technique really was. There was a giant how in the wall and it looked to keep going for about 10 feet. So he can shot out shockwaves and block any attack with his hands, thought Naruto as he turned on his Sage mode. Then Kuma appeared in front of Naruto and Naruto appeared behind him a second later. Then he punched Kuma in the back of the head and sent him flying into the wall. Kuma then got up from Naruto's punch and held his head. "What is that power? Did you eat a devil fruit? Like you said before, your question shall remain unanswered." Kuma raised an eyebrow at that. "Very well. I was sent to test your power." That caught Naruto's attention. "Who? He will come and find you later," was Kuma said on the subject. "I guess you can call my power a devil fruit power," said Naruto as he got ready to attack. Kuma then put his gloves on. "Our fight has come to an end." Naruto raised an eyebrow. "Oh really?" Kuma just nodded his head. Before Naruto could say anything, he heard a scream and saw that Crocodile was on the ground defeated. His left hand was missing and he had a cut going across his face. Even Crocodile's crew were all killed. Whitebeard looked like he was going to finish Crocodile off. Naruto summoned the Kusanagi sword and appeared in front of Whitebeard to block his Basento. Then there was big explosion. When the smoke cleared, Naruto was standing over Crocodile. He was breathing really hard and his eyes were bleeding. There was a phantom-like thing above Naruto. Whitebeard and the others were shocked that Naruto's eyes had changed. They were red now. "I never seen anything like this before. That kid is not normal." The Kusanagi sword was strong enough to stand up to Whitebeard's Basento, but Naruto saw a lot of power coming form that attacked and then unlocked the Sharingan. "What the hell is that?" questioned one of the Whitebeard pirates. Naruto glared at them all. "It's called Susanoo. I won't let you kill my Namaka." "Fu. Looks like the Marines retreated and now you got me and Naruto-kun to deal with," said a laughing Doflamingo as he stood by Naruto. Whitebeard glanced over at Marco. "Do you see a reason to keep on fighting?" "Sure don't pops," answered Marco. "Very well. We are going to pull back." "Hey brat, how would you like to join my crew?" questioned a smiling Whitebeard. Marco was shocked that he even said that. Naruto's eyes were bleeding. "Screw you." Doflamingo smirked at Naruto's answer. "Gurararara. If you ever change your mind look me up," said smiling Whitebeard as he left with his crew. Then Susanoo disappeared and Naruto started to cough up blood. He didn't know what was going on with his powers. First he couldn't summon toads, then he gets weak really fast, and he sage punches should stop some of these guys, but they get up like it was nothing. He failed to save the Leaf Village from pain and he couldn't even help his only friend in this world defeat Old Man. Then he fell on the ground and passed out. Doflamingo started to laugh. "Your power is amazing, Naruto-kun. You're a guy that I want to be friends with than having you as my enemy." Fu. Then he picked up Naruto and Crocodile. He noticed that all the pirates and Kuma have all disappeared. Then he carried them to his ship. Naruto woke up in a room. He was on a bed covered in sheets. He looked around the room and saw about 4 beds. If he had to guess, he was in a hospital. There was a lot of medic stuff in the room. Then he remembered what happened. There was something wrong with him and he had no clue how to figure it out. He missed being home and he missed his friends. He remembered Tiger telling him about how there was a lost history 800 years ago that no one knew about. Was that his time? He needed to find out what happened to everyone. He got up out of the bed and noticed some new clothes. He had black pants and a blue shirt on. He picked up a coat that looked like his old one but it was black. Then he walked out of the room and saw a woman with red hair. She bowed to him. "I'm so glad you feel better, Naruto-san." Naruto raised an eyebrow at her. She didn't look like a nurse that worked in the hospital. "Who are you?" "My name is Mayur and I'm the doctor of this ship," she answered. Naruto nodded. "Whose ship is this?" "This ship belongs to Doflamingo-sama." She stated. Oh, then you must be Doflamingo's nakama? Naruto asked with a smile. She widened her eyes at him. Please don't say things like that, Naruto-san. Doflamingo-sama might kill me if he hears you say that. Naruto, a question look on his face. I don't understand. You are his doctor, right? Mayuri nodded her head. Doflamingo-sama owns me. I can never be his Namaka. Should I trust Doflamingo? He doesn't even think of his own crew as his Namaka. Thought Naruto. How is Crocodile? He will live. I replaced his hand with a hook and he will have that large scar on his face. Naruto widened his eyes. You mean there is nothing you can do? That's all I can do. Just to warn you, Naruto-san, he is in a very bad mood. Warned Mayuri. Naruto nodded. Can you show me where they are? She nodded and led the way. Naruto walked in the room and saw Doflamingo sitting in a chair in the middle of the room. Doflamingo had a big smile on his face. I'm glad you up, Naruto-kun. You've been sleeping for 5 days. Naruto widened his eyes at him. Dang. So Mayuri was telling me that this ship can go underwater. That's true, it can do that. He said. How in the world did you get this kind of ship? Questioned Naruto. Fu. I'm a business pirate. Let's just say I own a lot of things. Explained a laughing Doflamingo. Naruto nodded and saw Crocodile nearby sitting on a chair. Are you okay? I will be after I kill Whitebeard. Stated Crocodile. I'm sorry I failed. Crocodile cut him off. Don't worry about it. They were weaklings. I will never have weak people again. Naruto raised an eyebrow. He could tell that Crocodile has changed somehow. Crocodile was smoking his cigar. The fight with Whitebeard opened my eyes. I was weak also. I'm going to disappear for a while and train to become stronger. It's something I need to do alone. Naruto nodded. Very well. There's something I need to find out about the past. Do one of you know anything about the history? Can't say I do. All I know is the 22 kings made the world government. Other than that I have no clue. Answered Doflamingo. Right now we are heading to an island. When we get there I'm leaving. Stated Crocodile. Naruto sighed at that. If that's what you want to do. Who am I to stop you? A few days later they arrived on Sabaody Archipelago. Crocodile shook Naruto's hand. We are still nakama. I see you around, Naruto. Naruto smiled at him. Take care of yourself, shishi. With that Crocodile left. Sorry, Crocodile left. Said a smiling Doflamingo. Naruto glanced at him. Maybe he just smiles all the time. Thanks, but it's okay. I have something I need to take care of, Doflamingo. Of course. I have business in this town myself. Stated Doflamingo as he handed him a small Den Mushi. Lucky Crocodile already told Naruto what a Den Mushi was. What's this for? Questioned Naruto. Doflamingo smiled at him. Contact me if you need me, Naruto-kun. After all we are Namaka. Fu. Naruto smiled and shook his hand. Shishi. That's right. You could join up with me, but I have a feeling you're going to say no. Fu. Said a laughing Doflamingo. Naruto nodded. Sorry, but I have my own goals in mind. I'm going to find out what happened in the past. Doflamingo smirked at Naruto as he walked away. That man will bring the new era. Naruto was walking through a town that was located on Grove 28. He really liked Sabaody Archipelago. Then he saw a building that had a sign that said bar. He started to walk over there, but he fell on his knees and started to cough up blood. He looked at the blood on his hand. Well, that's not good. Are you okay? Spoke a voice. Naruto looked over and saw the weirdest human he have ever seen. He looked like an ugly man trying to become a woman. He was really tall and had the biggest head Naruto has ever seen. He had a blue afro and his eyebrows were even thicker than Guy and Lee's eyebrows if that was possible. He had a white cloak on and couldn't see what he was wearing. What are you? Questioned Naruto. Then he widened his eyes of what he said. He didn't mean to say that. It just came out. The man didn't seem to be mad at him. Fu. It's okay. People called me a lot worse. I'm glad you asked me that question. He said as he stood up and did a pose. I'm the greatest Okama in the world, Emporio Ivankov. You can call me Eva for short. Naruto widened his eyes at that. Crocodile talked about him and said he was really strong. Ivankov looked excited. Oh, you heard of me? That's good news. Fu. Naruto just sighed at him. You're really weird. Then Ivankov poked the fingers in Naruto's chest. It sent him to the ground. Naruto got up and glared at him. What the hell was that for? MMMFUFUFU, it's okay. I wanted to see how strong you are. You're a lucky man tonight. Naruto glared at him. Why is that? You were about to go into that bar, right? Naruto nodded. Then that makes you the owner's 1000th customer. Congratulations, you get free food and drink, announced Ivankov. Naruto had stars in his eyes. Really? Ivankov nodded. Then Naruto ran into the bar. Ivankov noticed that some other guys were going to walk in the bar. Sorry guys. We are closed for the night. Inside of the bar, Naruto saw someone with a green cloak sitting in the back of the bar. He saw the bartender and ran over there. He sat on one of the stools. That's when he noticed that the bartender looked weird, but not as weird as Ivankov. She had a white hair one side and orange hair on the other side. She smiled warmly at him. How are you doing today, sir? Pretty good, miss. She giggled. You have good manners. My name is Inazuma. Naruto smiled at that. That's a good name, Inazuma-san. As Naruto and Inazuma were doing small talk, Ivankov walked in the room and started to whisper to the man in the cloak. Naruto sighed at that. Please don't make me hurt you, Inazuma. Inazuma had a question look on her face. I'm not sure what you mean, Naruto-san. The person in the cloak and Ivankov looked at him. Getting free food is very lucky, but I'm never that lucky. Besides, I saw two men coming this way and they should be in here with me. Not to mention you have no customs, which means you wanted me in here alone. The question is rather you are after my bounty or not? Questioned Naruto. All three of them were surprised that he figured it out. Then to Naruto's surprise, Inazuma turned into a man right before his eyes and had glasses on. Very smart. You're more powerful than we heard about. Ivankov started to laugh. MMMFUFUFU. Very nice. Come here and have a sit at my table, Uzumaki Naruto. We have a lot to talk about, said the guy in the cloak. He took off his hood. He had long black hair and had a red tattoo on one side of the face. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Why should I? I don't even know your name. My name is Dragon. Naruto nodded. I still get free food? Oh great. Another man that thinks with his stomach, complained Ivankov. Naruto walked over to the table and sat on the other side of Dragon. Ivankov was sitting next to Dragon. Inazuma had his glasses off and now was a woman again with a smile. She brought a lot of food and Naruto started to eat like there was no tomorrow. What you and Fisher Tiger did change the world just like Roger did. I already started an organization called the Revolutionaries. Our mission is simple. Destroy the world government, stated Dragon. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Why do you want them dead? Why do you? Naruto shrugged. Good point. Thanks to you, more people have joined us. I was hoping that you would join? Dragon asked. Naruto sighed at him. I'm not really a team player, but I will help you guys. I guess I be a member of the Revolutionaries. They seemed happy that he said that. Ivankov gave him a serious look. I have very bad news, Naruto. Naruto, keep eating. What's that? You have a disease and it's slowly killing you, said a serious Ivankov. Naruto had to stop eating. Please tell me you're kidding. Ivankov shook his head. When I saw you outside you coughed up a lot of blood. I knew that was not normal. So I used my powers to see what was wrong with you. Naruto remembered that he did poke him with his fingers. What's it doing? It's destroying your body from the inside. That's why you cough blood, explained Ivankov. How long do I have? Naruto asked. Ivankov had a sad look on his face. A year at the most. Naruto slammed his fist down on the table and broke it. That damn Shinigami. She sends me here when I asked her not to and then she gives me a disease. Naruto clammed down when Inazuma touched his shoulder. It's okay. We will help you overcome this. Dragon nodded. We should wait and see what happens to you health-wise before Eva helps you with it. Naruto raised an eyebrow and Ivankov explained about his powers. So is that how Inazuma-san is turning into a man and a woman? Ivankov laughed at that. MMMFUFUFU. Inazuma is what every Okama wish they could be. He is both. I was born this way and I was alone for a long time until I meet Eva-san, explained Inazuma. Do you hate us for being what we are? Questioned Ivankov. Naruto shook his head. No, I don't. Just don't change me into a woman. They laughed at that. Enough with the talking. We must get more followers to join our cause, stated Dragon. As Dragon was talking with Ivankov and Inazuma, Naruto was beginning to think. He had no know what happened to all his loved ones. Do you know anything about the true history, Dragon? Questioned Naruto. Dragon looked over at him. No, I don't. The world government banned all research of history about how it was made. There are some people that might know. Who are they? There is an island in the West Blue called Ohara. There are some scholars that might be able to help you. Explained Dragon. Naruto got up. I have to find out what happened in the past. I hate to leave you guys, but... Dragon cut him off. Don't worry about it. He said as he passed him a Den Den Mushi. Just make sure you stay in contact with me. Naruto nodded. I be back. He started to leave when he sweat dropped and turned around. Where's the West Blue? Dragon nodded to Inazuma. Show him the way. Inazuma nodded and put his glasses on. Follow me, Naruto-san. We have a long journey. Naruto raised an eyebrow. When he is a woman, he seems to be very cheerfully and nice. When he is a man, he's very serious. Inazuma looked over at him. Are you coming? Naruto nodded and followed him. Ivankov raised an eyebrow at Dragon. You're just going to let me do his own thing? You wanted him the revolutionaries since you heard what he did at Marijoy. You even said Kuma to test his power. Dragon nodded at all this. That's all true, but Naruto seems like a loner. I'm happy that he is on our side. I just hope when you help him, he won't die. I agree. He has to have enough will to live, said Ivankov. Dragon just grinned at that. Finally, what took days, Naruto and Inazuma finally arrived in the West Blue. Inazuma handed Naruto a map. Just follow the map and you will be fine. He grabbed it from him. You're not coming, Inazuma? No, I have my own missions to do. Contact us soon, said Inazuma as he started to walk away. Wait, Inazuma, I have a question for you. Do you know anyone named Zestu? Questioned Naruto. No, never heard of him. Why are you asking me about him? Inazuma asked. Naruto smiled at him. You remind me of him, that's all. Maybe you two are related to each other. I was born a freak and there is no family that wanted me. So I have no idea, stated Inazuma. Naruto nodded. I know what you mean. Be careful, Naruto-san. We need all the help we can get to bring the world government down, said Inazuma. Then Naruto shook his hand and they went different ways. Naruto was running on the water when he came upon a ship. It was a marine ship. Then he had a grin on his face. He was going to take over that ship and sail the rest of the way to Ohara. When he got on the ship he noticed that there was no one on board, but thanks to his Rinnegan he could see that there was someone on the ship. Then the woman with a hat on her head came from behind and tried to shoot him with a rifle, but he dodged and took the gun from her. The woman narrowed her eyes at him. I don't know what you want here, demon eyes, but there is no treasure or marines on this ship. Naruto raised an eyebrow at her. Are you alone? Yes, I stole this ship and I'm heading to Ohara, she stated. Then he gave her a big smile. Really? That's awesome. That's where I was heading to. Then she narrowed her eyes. Ohara has no treasure. Naruto let out a big sigh. We got off on the wrong start. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Nico Olvia. Why are you going to Ohara? She questioned. Naruto nodded at her. To find out the history of the world. She widened her eyes at him. Why would a pirate want to know history? Naruto sighed at her. I guess I have no choice but to tell her. The only ones that know I'm from the past is Tiger, Jinbei, and Crocodile. This might sound crazy, please hear me out. With that he told her everything about him and the ninja world. Olvia was amazed. To think I found someone that can unlock the true history. Then Olvia began to explain about the poneglyphs and she even told him about her Namaka being killed and the marines are heading towards the Ohara. We need to hurry so you can see the poneglyph yourself. There is one down in the basement in the Tree of Knowledge. It's the very first poneglyph ever made, stated Olvia. Naruto raised an eyebrow at that. Why not just tell me what it says? I want to know if you can read it, she explained. Fine, let's hurry up and get there fast, said Naruto. What Naruto didn't know was he was walking into a war. Naruto and Oliva arrived on Ohara. They walked through the streets. Naruto noticed how peaceful this place was. Finally they got to the Tree of Knowledge and Oliva walked in first. She finally took off the hat she had been wearing. Her long white hair fell down her back. Naruto noticed how beautiful she was. Clover looked happy to see Oliva. I'm glad you're safe, Oliva. Listen, I don't have much time. The world government found out about us. All of you must leave this island right now. One of the other scholars shook his head. We can't go anywhere, Oliva. Our job is to make sure the past doesn't disappear. Oliva was shocked that he said that. Clover looked over at Naruto. Who is this Oliva? Oliva looked over at Naruto. She nodded at him to take off his hat. She suggested that he should wear a hat just in case someone recognized him. When he took off his hat, everyone was shocked. Clover looked at Oliva. Well, if he is here with you, I guess that means that he is not a threat? Naruto nodded. I just want to see this poneglyph. Before Clover could say anything, Anther Scholar ran in the place. This is bad. A world government ship has just arrived at the dock. Oliva had a serious look on her face. None of you know me. Do you understand? She didn't wait for them to answer and she grabbed a shotgun. Clover raised an eyebrow. What about Robin? Oliva stopped in her tracks and turned to face him with a surprised look. She had taken the archaeologist exam and passed EV1's record. She is a true genius. She wanted to be smart enough to go with you out to sea when you came back, stated Clover. Oliva looked like she was about to cry. I can't let her become a criminal's daughter. I'm glad to hear that she is doing well. She was about to walk out the door when Naruto spoke up. So you have a daughter? The worst thing you can do to her is not to see her. I have been there, and if I could meet my mother, I'd do it, stated Naruto with a small smile. Oliva didn't know what to say to that. But then again, it's really none of my business. Oliva looked over at Clover. Please show him the poneglyph. We can trust him. Clover nodded. Follow me then, Demon Eyes. Naruto cut him off. Just call me Naruto. With that, Clover led Naruto to the basement where the poneglyph was at. When they got there, Naruto saw the poneglyph. It was huge. Then he widened his eyes when he saw that language that was written in the stone. Is there something wrong? Asked Clover. It looked to him that Naruto was looking at a ghost. Naruto nodded. I know that language. Clover raised an eyebrow. You do? Naruto nodded. Well, Oliva said you were important. I wish I could know right now, but I must help the others in dealing with the world government. As soon as you're done, you should leave. It will be safer for you, explained Clover. Naruto nodded and started to read the poneglyph as Clover left the room. There is a big war going on. It seems that we are going to lose against them. They are calling themselves the world government. It also seems that they have called themselves kings, but they are not really kings. They made dangerous organization that they claim to be fighting for justice. The world is in chaos, and if the world government wins, there will never be true peace. We call ourselves the last of the Senjus. We lost everything in this war. I lost too much to care if I die or not. I lost my home, parents, and my lover. I'm counting on the next generation to end it all. I wrote more of these stones I like to call poneglyphs. I hope they help you all. Keep going, and I hope that anyone can figure out how to read this. They have the will of fire. It's a language that I know. I'm the only living person that can understand this. My name is Nara Shikamaru. Naruto was horrified of what he just read. Flashback. Back when Jiraiya trained him for those 3 years. Man, what a long day of training, shouted Naruto as he began to go to sleep. What do you think you're doing, Naruto? You have work to do, stated a smiling Jiraiya. Naruto rolled his eyes at his sensei. Look, pervy sage. You said not to train at night, and besides, you go a peek at women at night anyway. Jiraiya grinned at him. That's true. I'm not going to just work on your strength or jutsus. I'm going to work on your mind. Then he poked him in the head. Oh, I might not be all that smart, but I'm not a pervert like you. I'm not a pervert. I'm a super pervert, yelled a happy Jiraiya. Naruto sighed at that. Why'd I have to get the crazy teachers? I guess the normal one I ever had was Iruka. Then Jiraiya got serious. I want to teach you a Sacert language. Why? I want to learn. Jiraiya cut him off. Do you want to be Hokage? Do you want to protect the Leaf Village? Do you want to protect your precious people? Naruto got a real serious face on. Yes. Then shut up and listen to me. Naruto just nodded. Usually when his sensei talks like that, it's time to pay attention. I guess the first thing to teach you is about deception among all the ninja villages, stated Jiraiya. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Deception. That's right. A village will have two sets of groups that have different options to protect the village. Our deception is route that is led by a man named Danzo. Let's not forget the two elders Ether. Naruto nodded. I just always had a bad feeling about them. They are growing in power. Sometimes I feel the Hokage has no say in anything anymore. I don't get it. We all fight to protect the Leaf Village. Why do we not get along? Asked a confused Naruto. It's because they refuse to trust the next generation. That's why Tsunade and I came up with the idea. Say if something is really important happens and I sent a letter to the Leaf Village. The council will probably get the letter first, but I only wanted the Hokage to see it. So Tsunade and I came up with a good idea to stop that. What did you two do? Questioned Naruto. We decided to make a whole new language. Answered Jiraiya. Naruto was shocked. Is that even possible? Jiraiya nodded. In fact, Tsunade ordered Shikamaru to make a new language. Naruto was surprised to hear that. Shikamaru is without doubt the smartest person to ever be born in the Leaf Village. Yeah, even though he is really lazy. I'm sure he can do it, said Naruto. Jiraiya grinned at him. He has done it already. He was ordered to do it 3 days before we left the village. It has been only a year and he already finished it. That is one amazing kid. Anyway, Tsunade has studied it and so have. I'm going to teach it to you. Naruto raised an eyebrow. So is Sakura and Kakashi-sensei learning it too? Jiraiya shook his head. No, we decided it was only safe if a few of us can read it. Meaning Tsunade and I can only pick one person to teach it to. Including Shikamaru. It's Tsunade, Shizune, you, and me. Naruto had no clue what he was talking about. Jiraiya could see the confused look on his face. Tsunade picked Shizune and I picked you. We can count on you, right? Naruto gave him the thumbs up. I learned it in a day. Believe it, I doubt that. It was hard enough for me. In order for someone to figure it out, they have to be really smart. Naruto nodded his head. End of flashback. There was no mistaking it. That was the language that Shikamaru created. He said on the poneglyph that he lost everything and said he was the only one alive that could read them. Did that mean that Tsunade and Shizune died? Did Shikamaru's family died? Who was his lover that he lost? The only person that Naruto could think of was Temari. Was she killed? He thought he could solve a little bit about the past coming here, but instead he just had more questions. He was cut off his thinking as he heard people coming down to where he was at. The scholars and Clover were sighting in a big circle surrounded by 22 government soldiers. Oliva was captured also. Spandine was waiting for the men to report if they found a poneglyph. Then to everyone's surprise, Nico Robin asked Oliva if she was her mother. Oliva denied she was her mother. Until Robin started crying about how she worked so hard to be an archaeologist and could read poneglyphs. This shocked everyone. I can't believe a kid like her can read a poneglyph. I need to call the Gorosei back. Maybe we can use that kid, thought Spandine as he called them back on the Den Den Mushi. This is Chief Spandine. I'm here to report that the demons of Ohara have been studying poneglyphs. They want to destroy the world, and it appears that the criminal Nico Oliva had a daughter. She can also read poneglyphs. For the sake of Judas. Wait, I tell you the truth about what we were really doing, yelled Clover, hoping to save Robin and Olvia's life. Processor Clover, you are famous and it saddens us that you will go against the law and read poneglyphs. However, we will hear you out. Clover began to talk about everything he knew about the past of the world government. Shoot him. Spandine shot Clover with a smile on his face. Clover started to hold his chest in pain and fell to the ground. Robin screamed and tried to help Clover, but her mother stopped her. Please Robin, just stay where you're at, whispered Oliva with tears in her eyes as she saw her friend get shot. Activate the Buster Call. Destroy everything on that island. Kill all the scholars and that child that can read poneglyphs. Send Nico Oliva to Impel Down. She might know where Jaguar D. Sol is. Wait, please spare my daughter. I do anything you ask of me, pleaded Oliva. We take no pity for criminals. Does anyone have a problem killing a child? Spandine pointed his pistol at Robin. I don't have a problem with that. Sorry kid, blame your mother for giving birth to you. Robin closed her eyes waiting to kill. The others looked horrified that he was going to kill Robin. Oliva hugged Robin tight and hoped to take the hit for her daughter. Then a voice spoke up from out of nowhere, I mind. Then Spandine cried in pain as his arm that had his gun had been cut off. The other two CP9 members were shocked. Naruto appeared in front of Oliva and Robin. Naruto, yelled a shocked Oliva. Naruto glared at the CP9 members. Never take a child from her mother. Spandine glared at him and hit the golden Den Den Mushi. You will pay for doing that to a great man like me, Demon Eyes. The Buster Call will kill you all. Wait, Demon Eyes Naruto Uzumaki. We have been wanting to talk to you. Naruto eyed the Den Mushi. Who the hell are you? I don't like talking to people that I don't know. We are the Gorosei. Naruto nodded. So these people are in control of the world that Tiger told me about. I wish I could see what they look like. Do you have something against us? You attacked the Holy Land and now you're in Ohara trying to team up with the demons too. Shut up freaking bastards. What did you guys do to the last of the Senjus? Questioned Naruto as he cut them off. The other end of the line was dead silent. Spandine and the other government agents had no clue what he was talking about. The other scholars are shocked as well because a pirate could read the poneglyph. Oliva was not shocked. She was happy that she was right about him. He really is the one that can unlock the past. How do you know that name? What have you done to them? Answer me now, demanded Naruto with a lot of killing intent. Everyone was scared of him. Even Oliva was. She never saw Naruto angry at all when she met him. The Gorosei just hug up. Then everyone started to see cannonballs flying everywhere causing a lot of explosions. One of them came at them and Naruto used a fire just to block it. That could have hit me. Are they trying to kill me? Yelled a scared Spandine. Then he turned and looked at Naruto. You will pay for this, Uzumaki. Then he started to run away. One of the CP9 members asked about Oliva, but Spandine said his life was more important. Naruto's sweat dropped at that. They're supposed to be the good guys? Then Naruto was hearing big footsteps. To his surprise, a giant showed up out of nowhere. He had an orange beard and a gray shirt on. He also had pants that looked like they were damaged and had a cowboy hat on. It looked like that giant was about to say something to Oliva, but he saw Naruto standing nearby. Then he narrowed his eyes at him, demon eyes. Then he attacked Naruto. Despite being so big, he sure can move, but is not as fast as that guy Kuma. Thought Naruto as he dodged all of the giant's attacks. Oliva screamed for both of them to stop. Oliva explained everything to the both of them. Forgive me, Uzumaki Naruto. I thought you were trying to kill Oliva and Robin. My name is Jaguar D. Saul. Naruto nodded at him. That's fine. We all have to get out of here. This is called a Buster Call. Meaning everything on this island has to die. Explained Saul. Oliva hugged Robin. I'm so proud of you, Robin. I wanted to do this for a long time with you. Said Robin as she hugged her mother. Clover stood up and watched all the other archaeologists run to the Tree of Knowledge trying to save all the books. Oliva, take Robin and head to the evacuation ship before it's not late. Oliva shook her head. Robin has no bounty like I do. It's best if she gets on it. Robin shook her head. No, I just found you. Robin, I love you. I have something to do, but I promise we will be together again. Take Robin, Saul, and make sure she gets on that ship, said Oliva as she started to have tears coming out of her eyes. Saul took Robin and started to run a Wawi with her. Live Robin, she screamed. Naruto glanced at her. Are you sure you want to die for some books? She couldn't look at him. It's my job to protect history. You left her when she was a little girl. Now you're leaving her again for some books. She narrowed her eyes at him. You just don't understand. I don't understand you, but I know how she feels. I had no parents and I was alone for a long time. All I'm saying is try to live for her. She nodded. You can get off this island without a ship, right? Yeah, very well. I will help with the books and then we will escape and find Robin after that. He smiled at her. Sounds good to me. Then they heard some walking out of the smoke of where a cannonball hit. Then they saw a Marine. He had a Marine coat and hat. He was a big guy with blonde hair. Demon Eyes Uzumaki Naruto. My name is Vice Admiral Kamir. One of the 5 Marines leading this Buster Call, or I should say 4 since Saul betrayed us. He said as he stood in front of Naruto. What do you want with me? Asked Naruto with a blank look. Kamir smiled at him. Your head. He smiled back at him. I like my head on my shoulders. You can't have it. The others told me not to attack you without backup, but I couldn't pass my moment. By killing you I will get promoted to Admiral. Yelled Kamir. She. You're a funny guy. He said with a big smile. Kamir glared at Naruto. I will be an admiral. With that Kamir started to turn into a beast that looked like a rhino. I'm going to crush you with my Zone Devil fruit power. Naruto looked over at Oliva. New plan. Go save those books and meet back up with me so we can leave together. Oliva nodded and got up. Be careful, Naruto. she said as she and Clover ran off. Kamir glanced at them as they ran away. Our mission is to kill every archaeologist on his island, but the others can do that. Then to Naruto's surprise, Kamir appeared in front of him and rammed him in the chest. Naruto was sent flying. Well, I didn't think he was that strong, thought Naruto as he got up. He noticed he was sent flying far away. Then he heard Spadine telling the evacuation not to pick up Robin, but to everyone's horror, including Spandine, the evacuation ship was blown up. Naruto saw it all from the cliff he was standing on. Kamir appeared behind Naruto. That was Sakazuki-san. He is the best marine that I know. Naruto turned and gave him a glare, even when he kills innocent people. This for justice, said Kamir with a smile on his face. With that they both charged at each other. Robin never been so scared in all her life. Sol was frozen right before her eyes. He said that her Namaka will be waiting for her in the sea. Then to her surprise he laughed as he was killed by Vice Admiral Kuzan. For some reason she could not move at all. Her legs would not move. She saw Kuzan looking right at her. Kuzan had tears coming out of his eyes, but you couldn't see them because he had sunglasses on. Why did you give up your life for her, Sol? He thought. He just couldn't understand it. Then to his annoyance, Sakazuki showed up with Borsalino. I see you killed that traitor. That's good. Are you going to kill that child? Questioned Sakazuki as he pointed at Robin. Kuzan didn't even say a word to him. He looked Sol's dead body. Sakazuki rolled his eyes. You're to soft Kazan. Kill her, Borsalino. I really don't think I can do that to a little girl. Maybe you should handle it, suggested Borsalino, as he rubbed his head. You call yourselves Marines? Fine, I will kill her, stated Sakazuki as he started to walk over to Robin. His hand turned into magma. Robin was too scared to move. Die, demon, yelled Sakazuki as he dove his fist at her. Then out of nowhere, he got kicked in the face and flew a couple feet away. Naruto was by Robin's side. Kuzan widened his eyes. First Sol and now Uzumaki. Naruto is protecting that girl. Does fate want her to live? Oh, I never thought we meet again so soon. Demon eyes Uzumaki. Naruto said a surprised Borsalino, but to Naruto it looked like he was smiling. Sakazuki got up off the ground and gave Naruto a glare. You pirate scum. That's when they noticed Kamir still in his rhino form came running up to them. Damn it, Uzumaki. It's me destiny to take your head. Naruto rolled his eyes and pointed at Kuzan. Great. Well, being that I already know three of you, what might be your name? Kuzan, was all he said. It would seem that you're piloting with the demons to take over the... Naruto cut off Sakazuki. Shut the hell up. You guys know the truth. Can you take pride in this? It's for justice, Uzumaki. Someone like you can never understand, answered Sakazuki. Borsalino and Kamir nodded their heads agreeing with him. Kuzan didn't say anything at all. For some reason they reminded him of Sasuke. He only cared about his revenge. They didn't care about anything other than the world government. Then he looked at Robin. Get out of here, Robin. Robin widened her eyes at him. But I be all alone. Sol said that I will find Namaka, but what if he was wrong? Naruto smiled at her. You shouldn't doubt him. It's impossible to be in this world alone. I've been then before. Remember what your mother said. Live Robin. Then Robin run away. How touching, but that girl will die, said a smirking Sakazuki. Then Borsalino formed light between his hands and it shot out at a cliff and bounced off hit the ground near where Robin was running. Naruto activated Sage Mode and summoned the Kusanagi sword. Then he cut the path of light in half, stopping Borsalino from getting to Robin. Borsalino jumped back away from Naruto. Sakazuki glared at Naruto. I thought we got you. Naruto smiled. Borsalino had a small smile on his face. You're even scary than before. Naruto ignored him. Well, it's 4-1. Let's do this. If you want Robin, then you have to get through me. There is no way I'm letting that happen. Fine by me. You're very dangerous. We can't let a man like you live anyway. Then the four vice admirals charged at him. Sakazuki was breathing heavy. It looks like Borsalino was right about this pirate being this strong. There is no way he can be human, he thought as he looked at Naruto. Borsalino was breathing hard himself. He didn't understand Naruto's eyes at all. First, he had those really scary looking eyes. Then his eyes turned yellow using what the pirate called Sage Mode. Then he also heard from John Giant said, he had red looking eyes. Now he was looking at them with clear eyes and Naruto had veins showing on his face. The only thing that the Vice Admiral thought was that this pirate was a scary monster and that he had to die for the sake of justice. Kuzan thought all this was just troublesome. He had to kill his good friend and now he had to fight this crazy rookie pirate. This kid knows how to fight. It's 4 versus 1 and yet we still can't get a hit on him. Kamir was hoping to kill Naruto by himself to get promoted, but he was really strong. What was the spinning thing he just did? Naruto surprised himself as he awakened the Byakugan during the fight. He got lucky enough to dodge all their attacks and did that spin move he saw Neji used a lot. However, he could feel his disease starting to act up. He really didn't know what to do. He didn't know that he couldn't hold them off forever. Then he saw the 4 vice admirals look behind him. That's another person who needs to be killed, said Sakazuki. Naruto turned around and to his horror he saw Olvia. Olvia, what the hell are you doing here? Run! Sakazuki smirked as he shot out lava that looked a big red dog charging at Olvia. Naruto appeared in front of her and activated Susanoo to block the attack, saving her and his life. The 4 admirals jumped back as Susanoo's sword came crashing down near them. Kuzan jumped in the air. He shot out what looked like a lot of ice spears. Borsalino also jumped in the air. Yasukani no Magatama, he yelled as both hands started to glow yellow. Then he started to shot out a lot of energy beams. To Sakazuki's surprise, the attacks didn't kill whatever that thing was. When he shot out some magma at it, he wasn't that surprised that it was blocked too. Kamir ran ahead to attack Naruto's Susanoo, but Kuzan grabbed him from going any further. Kamir looked at him. Why did you stop me? That thing just stopped a lot of our attacks. We don't know anything about it. Let's wait and see what happens. Kuzan told them. Sakazuki hated it, but he agreed with Kuzan on this. Meanwhile, behind Susanoo, Naruto and Oliva were talking. Oliva, please, just run away, said exhausted Naruto. Let's escape together, she pleaded to him. He just shook his head no at that. You are the future Naruto. Stop it, Oliva. I'm not supposed to even be here. I'm begging you, please run. She shook her head. You're the key to unlock the past. I told you everything about my past. It's up to you to unlock it. This is where it ends for me. Go and find Robin, stated Naruto. You don't have to die for me. When did I ask you to save me? You barely know me and yet you want to die here. Why? Questioned a frustrated Oliva. He smiled at her with his big smile. I'm supposed to be dead right now anyway. I think saving you is the best way to die. Oliva decided to listen to him as she ran off, hoping he would be okay. Then Naruto started to have blood coming out of his eyes and started to cough up blood. Then Susanoo then vanished from sight. Sakazuki smriked at Naruto. It would seem that he is dying. It would seem you're sick, Uzumaki Naruto. You're not dying on us, are you? Asked a carefree Borsalino. Kuzan stepped in front of them and looked at Naruto. By the looks of it, you can't use that power anymore. Plus, you seem like you're dying. Surrender now and we will spare you life. Sakazuki grabbed his colleague by his shirt. We will not show him mercy. He must die here and now. Naruto's vision started to fade, then started to laugh despite he was going blind and in pain. Well, I must say, I never thought first meet a marine that had some honor. Then he grabbed his sword and got up. He focused really hard and he was glad his vision was coming back. Kuzan forced Sakazuki to let him go. If you charge at us, then you will die. I've been there and done that. Besides, I need to kick her ass anyway when I see her again. So it's really a win and win for me, stated Naruto with a smile. They all had a question look on their faces when he said been there and done that. Are you willing to die for Nico Oliva and Nico Robin? Questioned Kuzan. Naruto nodded his head. Sakazuki sneered at Naruto. A pirate dying for a child and its mother. That's just stupid. Since I'm going to die, I might as well take you four with me, yelled Naruto as he charged at them without fear. Sakazuki smirked as he shot out a giant fist of lava. Naruto turned into Sage mode and jumped out of the way. Then he disappeared for a second because he was so fast. I don't have much chakra left at all. I gotta finish this fast, Naruto thought as he made his Wind Rasengan. Just about when Naruto was going to hit Sakazuki with it, in the last second, he grabbed Kamir and held him like a shield. Then Naruto hit Kamir with his jutsu. Then there was a giant explosion. It made Borsalino and Kuzan both fly back on impact. Kuzan was disgusted of what he saw Sakazuki do. That son of a bitch. He used Kamir as a shield to save his own life. Sakazuki flew back as well. He was glad he did that or he would have died. Naruto appeared out of nowhere in front of Borsalino and slashed his stomach. Like Mihawk did to Zoro. Then he appeared so fast in front of Sakazuki that he couldn't follow his movements. Naruto had a grin on his face as he sliced Sakazuki's left hand off. That caused the Vice Admiral to cry out in pain. Then he went to cut off the Vice Admiral's head, but he hit a sword that was made out of ice. He saw Kuzan try to grab him, most likely to freeze him. Naruto caught his wrist to stop him. Kuzan thought they were at a stalemate, but to his surprise Naruto headbutted him hard, which caused him to fall back too. Naruto, still in midair, was about to use Shinra Tensei to take them out. He hoped it didn't hit Oliva or Robin. Then at the worst time his illness started to act up and Naruto started to cough blood. That was all the three Vice Admirals needed. "Kill him now," yelled Sakazuki as he shot out magma as the other two Marines shot out their powers at him. With their combined powers Naruto didn't stand a chance. He was hit head-on and flew up to where the giant hills were at. Then there was giant explosion. The Marines on the ships had to shield their eyes. "What in the world was that? There is no way that could have been from a cannon," said a Marine. "He's been one for a year now." "That's because it wasn't cannon fire. That was a powerful attack that was done by the three Vice Admirals. Admiral Sengoku told me of this technique. That's if they all can get along enough to work as a team. I guess that Pirate Uzumaki was so strong they had to use that technique," explained Captain Brand New. Then he ordered some of the Marines to go on the island and check on the Vice Admirals. Kuzan was breathing heavy. He had blood all over the left side of his face. "You fought like true warrior Naruto Uzumaki." Sakazuki was very pissed off. He lost his hand to a pirate scum. He ripped off his hood and tied it tight on where his hand used to be so it would stop the bleeding for now. He looked over at Borsalino, who was on the ground. "Are you still alive, Borsalino? I can't really move or I will bleed to death. I hope Uzumaki died from that attack. He was really scary," complained Borsalino. "There is no way he could have survived that," stated Sakazuki. Just then other Marines showed up. "Get Borsalino to a medic now," ordered Sakazuki. "What about you, sir? You're bleeding really bad." Sakazuki angered them and looked over at Kuzan. "We need to kill that woman and little girl that Uzumaki tried to protect." Kuzan wiped blood off of his face. "I get the girl and you get that woman." Sakazuki nodded as they left to find the Nico family. The other Marines grabbed the injured Borsalino and took him to the Marine ship. Oliva couldn't find Saul's raft. What she was really worried about was Robin and Naruto. She already lost Saul and Clover. She was brought out of her thoughts when she saw magma blocking her way. Oliva turned around and saw Sakazuki 5 feet behind her. "Did you really believe you could escape justice?" questioned the Vice Admiral. Oliva glared at him. "Where is Naruto?" "Dead." Then to Sakazuki's surprise Oliva had a smile on her face. "Naruto Uzumaki will never die until his destiny is complete. That damn scum is dead. My only regret is that I couldn't make him suffer for cutting off my hand." "So you're going to take his place and suffer before you die," he explained as his right hand turned to lava. Then his fist dove in Oliva's chest. "I missed you, Vital Origins, but my power is very slowly starting to burn your insides all up. It will cause you to suffer and then you will die." Then he pulled out his hand and Oliva fell to the ground. Sakazuki was about to walk away when he heard Oliva trying to talk to him. He turned around to look at her. She was breathing heavy and had trouble talking. "Mark my words, Naruto will never die. Still foolish to the end. Then suffer and die like a fool. Uzumaki is dead," he stated as he walked away. Robin ran towards where she first met Saul. To her horror she saw Vice Admiral Kuzan sighting on a rock. "Absolute justice. It's known to drive people insane. I de-iced to spare your life and allow you to escape this island. Just follow the ice path with this boat and you will reach the next island. I want to see what the child that Saul and Demon Eyes fought for will grow up into," said Kuzan. He held his head in pain from when Naruto headbutted him. Robin watched as Kuzan stood up. "Remember this, I'm not your ally. If you cause trouble then I will be the first person to come and capture you," stated Kuzan in a cold voice as he walked past her. "But my mother and Naruto are still on." He caught her off Both of them are died. You have the right to hate whoever you want, but you should feel lucky that you have your life. Robin got on the boat and went out in the ocean. She could see O'Hara on fire. She started to cry, but remembered what Saul told her. To laugh even though you're in pain. Darashishishi, 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 Daresh. Then Robin couldn't laugh anymore. She started to cry over the deaths of her mother, Clover, Saul, and Naruto. Kuzan was on his ship with a Den Den Mushi. He just finished giving report to Sengoku. That's the report. Damn that traitor Saul and that demon Eyes for protecting that girl. Send the injured back to Marineford. Tell one ship to stay behind and see what type of damages were done to the island. Soon after, one ship stayed behind with 30 Marines there. They were waiting until the flames died down before going on the island. 1 hour later, Naruto crawled out from under the ground. He had been hit with the 3 Vice Admirals' attack. He wasn't sure how he survived or got underground like that. He noticed he could see a lot better than what he could see when he was fighting the Marines. He also noticed that the island had a lot of smoke on it. How long he was out for? Where was Oliva and Robin? He ran off to find them. To Naruto's horror, he found Oliva at death's door. Oh my god. Oliva. He carefully picked her head up and sat her head on his lap. Oliva slowly opened her eyes and saw Naruto. She smiled at him. I'm glad you're alive, Naruto. Naruto was going into panic mood. He didn't know any healing jutsus at all. We wished he learned them from Tsunade or Sakura. Who did this to you? A man named Sakazuki. He did something to make me suffer. Although, I don't feel any pain anymore. Hold on, Ovila, I get you some. She smiled sadly to him. I'm dying, Naruto. It's too late for me. Do you have any idea where Robin is? He shook his head. No, I just woke up. Please don't die. You are the future Naruto. I never thought I would be married again. For some reason you made me happy. I would pick you to marry me. He started having tears coming out of his eyes. You don't have to say anything. May I have one last request? Anything, he answered. Please protect Robin. I promise. I will protect her. Robin's father died when she just a baby. She never had a father. I want you to be her father. She stated with a small smile. I will. Tell Robin I'm sorry for not giving her any final words as her mother. Change this world, Naruto. With that, Nico Oliva died in Naruto's arms. He started to cry like there was no tomorrow. The Marines on the island found a lake full of books. They were surprised that there was so many books. They decided to call Sengoku Den Den Mushi. They then gave him the full report. I see. Good job then. Our mission was a success. The only bad thing is that a child named Nico Robin escaped. Before the Marines could see anything, a figure walked out of the smoke and gave out a lot of killing intent. It's Demon Eyes. Naruto had been crying and his eyes were red. Then he went into a blinding rage. Sengoku could hear cries of the Marine soldiers dying. What's going on? Answer me. But they couldn't as Naruto stomped on the Den Den Mushi, destroying it. There was one more Marine left alive and he was begging Naruto not to kill him. He even said he had a wife and a child. So did Oliva, yelled Naruto as he attacked the Marine. The soldier was defeated in one punch. Naruto got on top of him and started to choke him. Please, let me live. No. Then he crushed the Marine's throat. Then a rage-filled Naruto started to punch the soldier's face. After an hour of hitting the dead Marine's face. Although, you really couldn't even tell if the body was a male or female when he came looking at the face. A voice spoke up behind Naruto. I think he is dead, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto widened his eyes and looked behind him. A woman with a white robe on. Her long black hair was in a ponytail. She had that same book in her hand when he last saw her. He glared at her with hate. You're that damn Shinigami. Well, that's rude, Naruto. It sounds like to me you're not happy to see me. Send me back, he demanded. Where? To my time, bitch? No. He glared at her. Give me back my family and life. If you don't, I will kill you. She raised an eyebrow at him like she didn't hear his threat at all. Family? Life? You never had those things. Well, I guess you did. There was your father. A man that sealed the Kyuubi in you when you were a baby. Oh, let's not forget your mother. She died the day you were born. There was also Jiraiya that didn't bother to take care of you when you were younger. Pretty much Tsunade was the same way also. You really have a pathetic family. That was the last straw for Naruto as he attacked the Shinigami. She smirked at him as she kept dodging all of his attacks like he was in slow motion. She also kept talking to him as he was trying to kill her. Or were you talking about Team 7? Let's see, there was Kakashi that ignored you the whole time. It took him a while to train you. In fact, it took Sasuke to leave the village and 3 years for him to teach you anything. When he did that, he had Yamato finish training you. Sasuke betrayed you and you couldn't stop him. You tried to make Sakura fall for you and you failed in that too. So either way you look at it, your life was pathetic. She explained with a smile. Shut the hell up, screamed Naruto. Then he fell over in pain as his fatal illness started bother him again. After waiting a couple of minutes for Naruto to stop coughing up blood, she started to talk again. It will seem all of you anger is out of your body and that illness is infecting you really bad. I have to say, I'm really surprised that you can still fight. Naruto looked up at her. Why did you give me this? She cut him off. I know what you're going to ask. Why did I give you this illness, and is that why I can't control my power? Well, the illness is the reason why you can't control your powers very good. Although, it has nothing to do with your summoning jutsus. He raised an eyebrow. Let me ask you a question. Does animal summons live forever? Of course they do. He answered. You're wrong. Although, humans age faster than summon animals do. They still age. You do the math. This day keeps getting bad for Naruto. If she was telling him the truth, then that meant Gamabunta, Fukasaku, Shima, Gamakichi, Gamatatsu and the rest of the toads were all dead. On the plus side, they all died from old age. How is that a plus side? Questioned a angry Naruto. Never mind that. I shouldn't have said that. I know you've been wondering how you summoned the Kusanagi sword, right? I knew you would try to summon when in the middle of a fight. So I had you summon the most powerful ninja weapons in the replacement of toads. So in other words, if you try to summon Gamabunta, you're summoning the Kusanagi sword. She explained to him. Naruto sat up. It all made sense, no, but one thing. Why did you give me the illness for? Your body was not made for having 3 Kekkei Genkais. That's how you came down with your disease. Nothing can save you from it, but me. She explained. What are you talking about? Even if you can fix it, why didn't you fix it before you sent him here? Naruto asked as he stood up. I had to make sure you understood how the world government was and how strong everyone was. In other words, all the people you meet with are going to be big-time players and they are going to be a lot stronger than they are now. Besides, I saved you at the last second from those 3 Marines' combined powers. You would have died if I didn't save you. So I should feel grateful? Why didn't you save Oliva? Questioned a angry Naruto. My mission was to save you and no one else. It was her destiny to die here anyway. She explained. Naruto didn't like that answer at all and was pissed. She held up her hand for him not to talk. I need get that sickness out of you. In order to do that I have to change your body. Meaning, I'm going to make you so powerful that everyone from your own time will be jealous of you. You will become the greatest ninja. My plan is to combine the Sharingan, Byakugan, and Rinnegan into one. The drawbacks? Don't even think of telling me there is none. There is always a price for power. Stated Naruto. She smiled at him. Well, first it will take 5 years, but to you it won't seem that long. The other bad thing is you're going to be turted. The pain would seem forever for you and you'd be wishing you were never born. Also, you have a 1% chance of making it out alive. He gave her glare. I really don't like you. She just smiled back at him. Then he started to walk away. She asked where he was going. I'm out of here. I have no desire for power. Did you actually think I'm like Sasuke? Well, you're a very confusing human. Looks like I have to play my trump card in order for you to agree. Naruto turned around to talk to her. Let me guess. You're going to say that I'm going to die if I don't take you up on your offer. Well, you can shove it. I wasn't going to do that. You're a man that doesn't fear death. So telling you that will be pointless. She stated with a small smile. In truth, she didn't think much of him. Just another dumb human in her option, but she was starting to like him. With this new power you can make Robin's life better, and besides, we need you to be strong to stop the world government. All those people you fought are going to be big-time players and they are going to be a lot more powerful. We need you to become strong. Then to her surprise, he started to laugh. I may not know who you work for or what you guys want with me. I do know you need me to agree. I do it, if you send me back to my time. His voice was serious. I can't do that. Naruto looked angry. Then I won't do it until we come to agreement. She sighed at him. Still living in the past, I see. I will give you two things if you agree with me. He raised an eyebrow. The first is I will tell you who the 22 kings all that started it all. She stated, damn it, that's what I came to this island for. Thought Naruto. What's the second thing I get? The power I talked about. If you get it, you will not be weak anymore. You can save people that you care about. You failed with Oliva and Crocodile's crew. She stated with a smrik. She knew he had him. He noticed that she didn't say anything about Robin dying. What about Robin? Is she alive? She nodded her head. She will live until you get back in 5 years. This will make her strong. She will have a hard life until you come back. Naruto hesitated. Do you want to stop the world government or not? Do you want them to have more slaves or would you like to have another Ohara incident? She questioned. Then Naruto got a serious look on his face. I do it. Are you sure? I never go back on my word. Believe it. Then the Shinigami grabbed Naruto and disappeared. The world won't see Uzumaki Naruto until 5 years from now. At Marineford 10 days later, Sengoku was sitting in his new office. The Gorosei just promoted him to fleet admiral. First, there was the Ohara incident. He sent more men to look at the island and found no trace of Uzumaki Naruto. They did find a lot of dead soldiers the Uzumaki killed. What he couldn't understand was how that pirate lived through that attack from the vice admirals. It was known to be the best attack that the Marines had on their side. The only problem was that they rarely ever got along, so it was really never used. For this young rookie pirate to make them use that attack was just plain scary. He talked with Spandine and the Gorosei. They decided to tell the public that the scholars of Ohara wanted to destroy the world and everything in it. They also told the Plubik that Uzumaki was their leader. They gave Nico Robin a 79 million bounty and they also gave Naruto a 700 million bounty. Then to make matters worse, the flying pirate Shiki escaped impelled down. He called Garp on his vacation about it. He was told not to worry that Shiki wouldn't start anything too soon, but they needed to prepare for him when he decides to make a move. Since he knew Grab didn't want to become an admiral, he decided to promote Kuzan, Sakazuki, and Borsellino. He had to talk to Sakazuki to calm him down. He wanted Uzumaki's head for taking his hand, but luckily Vegapunk was able to make Anther hand for the new admiral. He wasn't sure how the scientist did it, but he figured that the man was smart. The only thing bad about it was that it looked like a zombie hand. Borsellino had a large scare on his chest thanks to Uzumaki, but he doesn't seem to hold a grudge. Sengoku was a little worried about Kuzan since he killed a good friend. From what he could tell it doesn't seem to be bothering him. Finally this new pirate age was just starting out. He had been a marine for a long time and never seen so many pirates before in the seas. He just hoped that they could handle it. On the island Sabo de Archipelago, inside the human auction house was Don Quixote Doflamingo. Disco ran up to him as Doflamingo was sitting in the back, watching people get sold as slaves. Mr. Doflamingo, we got trouble. Have you read today's paper? Demon Eyes Uzumaki and Demon Child Nico Robin are going to try and destroy the world. They declare war on the world. Marines, the government, and pirates too. What are you? He was cut off as Doflamingo started to laugh. Disco couldn't understand why he was laughing at. It's so funny how everyone thinks that of Naruto-kun. Luckily for me, he is my Namaka. Fu. Disco and everyone else didn't know what he was talking about or why he was laughing. They did know not to question him or they will be killed without a second thought. Crocodile was walking past some townspeople and he heard them bad-mouth Naruto was destroying the world. He then killed them all with his hook and looked everyone else around him. They were scared of him. Naruto is not that type of guy. Anyone think I'm wrong? Questioned Crocodile with a glare. Everyone shook their head no. They didn't want to die. In the new world, the Whitebeard pirates were real Shane. They had a guest on the Moby. Shiki the Golden Lion was on their ship. Both drinking rum. Shiki tired to get Whitebeard to join him, but he was cut off. If you don't cut your crap, I throw you overboard. Threatened Whitebeard still drinking. Shiki started to laugh. Glad you haven't changed. Gee ha 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 ha. Then he gave Whitebeard a grin. I'm going to disappear for a while. I'm going to show hell to these newbies that call them S-Leaves pirates. Planning something again? Whitebeard asked in a bored voice. Yep. Do you want to know what I'm planning? Shiki asked. No, was all Whitebeard said. Anyway, I'm glad I still came and talked to you Whitebeard. You told me a great story about Demon Eyes Uzumaki Naruto, stated a grinning Shiki. Whitebeard rolled his eyes. You do know that he is not going to join you. Besides, the world government lied about him wanting to destroy the world. Gee ha 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 ha. Have a good one, Whitebeard, and enjoy your age, said Shiki with a smile, and then he flew off thanks to his powers. The top pirates in this world are Shiki, Roger, and me. Roger is dead and Shiki is going to disappear. I wonder what will happen now. It's time for the new age to come, and I wonder what the future holds for Uzumaki Naruto, thought Whitebeard. Shiki was on an unexplored Grand Line Island. He was on a moat and looking down at all the monsters there. Indigo walked up to him. Did you find Uzumaki Naruto yet? Questioned Shiki without turning around. Indigo shook his head. He seems to have disappeared. He is a loner. That man only had 2 nakamas, Crocodile and Doflamingo. Our men said that Uzumaki was not with those 2. Shikin turned and looked at him. What about Nico Robin? That little girl knows how to hide, was all Indigo said about it. You said my plan will take about 20 years, right? Indigo nodded his head. That's fine. Hopefully I can find Uzumaki or Nico Robin by then. I'm going to create hell on earth. Gee ha 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 ha, stated a laughing Shiki. Indigo laughed with him. A young woman named Kikyu was hunting in the jungle. She was practicing her skills to become the top guards for her country and at the same time getting food. When she arrived at the place where she usually hunts, she saw a figure lying on the ground. The person's clothes were damaged big time. It looked like the person was attacked by a beast. The person also had long blonde hair. She ran over to the person who she thought was a woman. She checked for a pulse and was glad to feel one. She picked up the blonde-haired person and started to run back to the village, hoping that Belladonna, the newest doctor, could save this person's life. In the city of Amazon Lily, Belladonna was looking over this person in the hospital. She couldn't believe what she was seeing this. What do you think happened to her? Questioned Kikyu as she watched the doctor. I never seen anything like this before. Nothing happened to her on the outside of her body. Kikyu raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? It's like she was attacked on the inside of her body. I never seen anything like this. What's really amazing is that her wounds are healing on their own, said Belladonna like she didn't believe it. Kikyu could not believe it too. What should we do? Should we tell Hebehime-sama? Belladonna shook her head. No, I don't want to waste her time. We should get Elder Nyan. She knows a lot about the outside world. She could tell how to properly treat this woman. I go get her, Belladonna, said Kikyu as she ran out of the room. A few minutes later, Elder Nyan walked in the room. Belladonna explained what happened. Nyan looked the blonde over and to her horror she screamed. What's wrong? Questioned Belladonna. This is a man, said a surprised Nyan. Kikyu and Belladonna was shocked to the core. As Nyan looked at his face, she knew who he was. Demon Eyes Uzumaki Naruto. How did he get here? He disappeared 5 years ago. Kikyu bowed to the elder. Forgive me please. I didn't mean to take him to the village. I didn't even know he was a man. Nyan smiled at her. It's okay, child. Although, we have to tell Hebehime-sama about this. I will tell her myself that I found this man. But if you do that, then she might kill you, said a worried Belladonna. Not to worry about that. For now, lock this man in a cell, she said as she left the room. Kikyu and Belladonna carried Naruto to the cells. Boa Hancock was sitting in the throne room on her snake Salome. A couple days ago, Hancock and the other Kuja pirates did a raid. She destroyed anyone in her path, and it was her first time raid as a pirate. Just then, to her annoyance, her sisters came in the room with Nyan. We have a problem, sister. There is a man on the island and he is in a cell, Marigold told her sister. Hancock narrowed her eyes at that. Kill him. But sister, it's not that simple, Sandersonia told her. Hancock raised an eyebrow at her. It is simple. All men are my enemies. They all need to die. Nyan sighed at that. That girl has way too much hatred, she thought. She spoke out loud to Hancock. It's Uzumaki Naruto. Hancock was really shocked to hear that Naruto was on her island. She stood up and started to walk out the room with Salome following her. Where are you going, sister? Questioned Marigold. I'm going to speak to the one that saved us, stated Hancock. Then she turned around. Alone. Sandersonia didn't think that was a good idea, but Hancock cut her off. Do as I say. Then their older sister was gone. Sandersonia looked sad that her sister treated her that way. Marigold put a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry about it. You know that she has been waiting forever to meet him for a long time. Sonia knew all about that. She still didn't trust Naruto. They say that Man and Nico Robin want to destroy the world. That is what the world government said about him. We can't trust their word, stated Marigold. Nyan just sighed at all this. What she really wanted to know is how did Naruto even get on this island? She also wanted to know if Naruto was a threat to Amazon Lily or not. It seemed wherever this pirate was, destruction was soon to follow. Hancock walked up to the cell that had Naruto in it. She saw him sidling into corner of the room. His clothes were like rags and he had longer hair than the last time she saw him. He also had different eyes. They were 4 white circles that looked like it had red dots in them. Like the Jubi's eye, what she didn't like the most was the emotion showing in Naruto's eyes. They were empty, like he gave up on living. Do you remember me, Uzumaki Naruto? He looked at her. You're that girl I saved that night at Marijoy. Hancock was happy that he remembered her. She looked closer at his eyes, hoping to see life in them, but they still looked empty. Your eyes are empty. They were filled with life the last time I saw you. Naruto didn't respond to that. No one has heard from you in a long time. What happened to you? He barely even looked at her. Hurry up and kill me. Why would I do that? I heard this is an island full of women. So hurry and kill me. I don't want to live anymore. Hancock wanted to know why he wanted to die. She knew that this was not the Uzumaki Naruto that saved her. For some reason that's all she could think about was him. Why do you wish to die? Naruto didn't have anything left. Since Hancock was there, he decided to tell her everything. He told her everything about his life. Naruto glanced at her. Well, aren't you going to call me crazy? No. He raised an eyebrow at her. Why not? Then that's when he noticed a huge snake near Hancock. It dropped what looked like a key from its mouth that Hancock caught easily. She then opened the door and walked in. Then to his surprise, Hancock sat on the big snake-like throne. Tell me what happened when that Shinigami came for you in Ohara? Questioned Hancock. Hell happened. Flashback. Naruto landed on the ground hard. He got up off the ground and was shocked of what he saw. It was Team 7's training ground. There was even the 3-post. Did she take me back to my time? Nope. This is a place between life and death. Naruto turned around and saw the Shinigami that he was really starting to hate. This place is Team 7's training ground, and besides, that place I was at before was dark. I can make it look like anything I want to. I thought making it into this we help you in the long run. She explained. Whatever. Let's just get this crap over with. He was getting really annoyed with this. The Shinigami sighed. I'm not going to lie to you, Naruto. I really don't want you to go through this, but I'm under orders. Naruto laughed at that. Glad you care about my safety, but I can handle it. It's not just that. There only been 2 humans that went through what you're about to go through. He gave her a hard look. If they could handle it, I can handle it. Those 2 humans couldn't handle it. In fact, no one has ever survived. She said. So what? I will just die, said an annoyed Naruto. He couldn't understand why she was trying to slow this down. He wanted to go ahead and get it over with. That's the thing. You won't just die, Naruto. It will be like you don't exist. It was like you were never born. I ask you one more time, Uzumaki. Are you sure you want to do this? She questioned, hoping he'd say no. Her mission was to bring him here. If he said yes, then there was no going back for him. If he said no, then her orders were to bring him to heaven. Then to her surprise, Naruto started to laugh. They both sound like great ideas. It's ether power or my existence is gone. Besides, I gave you my word. So, for the last time, let's do this. He said with no fear. She gave him a hard look. I hope you know what you're doing. It was more of a statement than a question. Aren't I the chosen one or something like that? He questioned. Yes, you are. Oh, I get it. You don't think I can live through this? She nodded her head. Then I prove you wrong. He stated. The truth was the Lord thought Naruto could do it. She hoped her Lord was right. Then out of nowhere, she met a white-looking orb. She had to use 2 hands to hold it. This is called a sprite wave orb. What does it do? Questioned Naruto. It will destroy you from the inside out and make you a powerful ninja. Take it from my hands and don't ever give up, ordered the Shinigami. Naruto took it from her and then the thing entered Naruto's chest. He blinked and looked at the Shinigami. That's it? Sakura-chan's punches hurt more than this. She just smiled at him. Then he started to see double and coughed up blood. What scared Naruto the most was that he could feel his bones breaking on his insides. "Damn you!" he yelled. He fell on the ground and started to scream in pain. The Shinigami watched Naruto for a while. She knew he wouldn't last much longer. Then out of nowhere another Shinigami appeared. It was a male that had very short red hair. "Hello lit sister. It's been a long time Natsumi," stated a smiling Shinigami with red hair. She looked at her superior. "It has been a long time Gabriel. What are you doing here?" "Our Lord sent me. He told me to give Uzumaki a gift in order to survive this," stated a smiling Gabriel. Then he held up a red orb. She widened her eyes at that. "Do you even have permission to use that?" He just smiled at her. "Of course. Don't worry. He will be helpful for Uzumaki this time." She nodded her head. "I hope the Lord knows what he's doing." Of course he knows. The difference between Uzumaki and those other two humans is that Naruto doesn't have a choice in this. The other humans choose this path, he said as he tossed the red orb at Naruto. It entered him the same way as the sprite wave orb did. Natsumi nodded as Gabriel disappeared. For the Lord to send Gabriel, that meant that Naruto really was the one. Naruto cried out in pain for what felt like years of pain. He wasn't sure how long he'd been doing this, but he knew he was going to die. With that Uzumaki, Naruto gave up and closed his eyes to escape the pain. He woke up wet and realized that he was lying in water. He stood up and looked around. He couldn't believe it. He was in his own mid. He started to walk down the tunnel that led to the cage. "Maybe I have to stay in here forever," thought Naruto. He finally saw the cage, but the weird thing was it was locked and had a different seal on it. "My, how you grown since the last time I saw you, kid," said a voice in the darkness of the cage. Naruto widened his eyes when he saw two big red eyes looking at him. As he got closer he was shocked to see it was the Kyuubi. The Kyuubi smirked at him. "What's the matter? You look like you seen a ghost. What the hell are you doing here?" "Forgot that, it's impossible that you here," said a shocked Naruto. "You're right, I shouldn't be here. I really don't want to be stuck with you again." "No, there is no stuck. Get the hell out of my mind," demanded Naruto. "You stupid human, how many times did I save you? You can't do anything without me." Naruto glared at the Nine Tails with hate. "You and I both know that you only care about yourself. All those times saved me, you were only helping yourself. You may have grown, but you still the same weak little human who has no manners. Get the hell out of my body now," demanded Naruto. "I don't ever want to see you or hear from you again. Even if I wanted to, I can't. I can help you survive this ordeal. I don't need your help." Now the Kyuubi was getting pissed off. "You were defeated in your battle with pain, because you didn't use my power. That's why we are in this crap in the first place. I can never trust you. It was because of you that my life was hell. Me? Your fourth Hokage sealed me into you. It's his fault." Naruto cut him off. "My father was a great man. If you didn't attack the Leaf Village, then none of this would have happened. I would have had my father and the villagers wouldn't have hated me." Naruto was surprised that the Kyuubi didn't yell back at him. It would seem that we had to get over the past in order to live. He didn't understand what the demon was talking about. "What do you mean? You won't leave through this without my help. If you don't make it through then that damn Shinigami will send me back to hell." He raised an eyebrow. "Hell? Yes, hell. A place you get tortured forever. I don't wish to go back there." Naruto never heard the Kyuubi scared before. He must have really been sent to hell. "So that damn Shinigami made a deal with you to huh?" "It was a different one that talked to me. Yours seems nice compared to the one that talked to me," stated Kyuubi. Naruto sighed at that. "I still don't know if I can trust you or not. If you want to blame anybody, blame Uchiha Madara." Naruto was having a flashback when Sasuke was in his mind. He remembered Kyuubi telling Sasuke that his eyes were just like Uchiha Madara. Who the hell is Madara? Someone you should hate the most. The only man besides the first Hokage that can control all of us. He controlled me that night and made me attack the village. Naruto narrowed his eyes. He remembered his father talked about the mask Akatsuki member named Tobi that stopped his team from getting to Sasuke and Itachi. This Tobi guy was behind the attack. He used the name Tobi to hide in the shadows. "I hate a lot of people. Fourth Hokage, first Hokage, Mito, Kushina, and you all the main ones. However, Uchiha Madara I hate the most." Before Naruto could say more, the Kyuubi told him that he was going to tell his story about his life. I just have two questions for you. Why didn't you tell me all this before, and why are you going to tell me your life story? I never felt like it. In order for me to get out of hell, I need you. Maybe if you hear my story, then you might listen. It was weird to hear the Kyuubi talk like that. He must be desperate. Shi. I hear you out and I will give you my answer. Centuries ago, there was a monster called the Jubi and it had 10 tails. That demon was the menace to the world. Then a lone priest showed up and saved the world from Jubi. He was known as Sage of the Six Paths. Naruto had a question look on his face. Sage of the Six Paths? That sounds like Pain and his six paths. Yes, I agree. He even had Sage's Rinnegan. Anyway, the Sage of Six Paths sealed the 10 tails in his own body, becoming the first Jinchuriki. He was also the founder of ninjutsu. Naruto was really shocked. Well, I never thought there'd be a demon with 10 tails. Knowing that the seal will fail on his deathbed, he divided its chakra. That made me and the others. Naruto pointed a finger at him. I know what your plan is. You trying. The Kyuubi cut him off. Do you really think I would want to be in that monster? Thanks to the sage, I'm free. The Jubi is scum. It killed everything. Quote, Naruto was really confused. But you kill everything too. Kyuubi looked at him annoyed. The 10 tails was a brainless monster. Don't ever compare me with it again. Kyuubi really hated Naruto. Okay. So you were born, what happened next? He questioned as he saw the Kyuubi grin. I was free. In fact, I enjoyed those times. If anyone dared attack me, I would crush them. Back then I dare say I was happy until that damn human showed up. It was the first time I meet him. He wanted to pick a fight with the first Hokage. He controlled me and soon a fight broke out at the Valley of the End. We were both defeated. Shi. Even with you, Madara still got his ass kicked. You guys suck, said a laughing Naruto. Kyuubi growled at that. I want to eat you. Shi. Sorry, keep going. In that battle, the first Hokage's wife showed up and sealed me in her. Then the first Hokage defeated Madara. I lost my freedom that day. Forced to be sealed in a human named Mito Uzumaki. Naruto widened his eyes. Uzumaki? The Kyuubi explained to him about how great the Uzumaki clan was at seals. So I wasn't your first Jinchuriki? Wait a second, I heard you attacked the village. Shut up and let me finish. As Mito grew closer to the end of her life, she picked another to take her place as my Jinchuriki. Her name was Uzumaki Kushina, your mother. Naruto widened his eyes and stood up. My mother? How did she fall in love with dad? Why was she chosen? She, I'm so glad I have a mother. He remembered some kids making fun of him because he didn't have a mother. How the hell am I supposed to know how they fall in love? I don't give a damn about that, and they were already dating when I was sealed in her. She was chosen because she could truly control me. I hated her. Naruto was just happy to find out he had a mother. To make matters worse for me, Uchiha Madara showed up again and controlled me again, stated Kyuubi with hate. Then the Kyuubi told him everything that happened that night. After the 9 tails told me everything, Naruto was beyond pissed. He really couldn't blame the Kyuubi for that night. It was because of Madara that childhood was destroyed. Since I told you my story, what is your answer? Questioned the Kyuubi. Naruto gave him a hard look. You still didn't finish your story. The Kyuubi had no clue what he was talking about. I told you everything, kid. Wrong, yelled Naruto. Tell what happened after I died. I can't believe something as powerful as you would be dead like me. Kyuubi glowed at him. Fine, you stupid human. After Pain defeated you, he took us to some cave. I tried to give your body power, but thanks to Pain's chakra blades in you, it blocked my chakra. Who else was there? Questioned Naruto. Pain, a woman with blue hair, the fish man, Madara, and the one that Madara called Zestu. Before they sealed me in a statue, I heard them talk about the Hachibi. What about the 8 tails? They said it was dead. How? I thought Akatsuki wanted all the tail beasts alive? Don't know. I was sealed. For how long I can't say. Then Madara controlled me and the others to attack other countries. He sent us to finish off the Leaf Village. That was supposed to be our final target, and after that was supposed to be sealed again. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Pain destroyed the Leaf Village. He did, however, a group of ninjas that Madara called the last of the Senjus. They must have tricked Madara into thinking they were hiding there. When we showed up, it was a trap. I was the last one that was killed. Wow, who killed you and how did they do it? Who was at the battle? You ask way too many questions. It's hard to focus when you're being controlled by a man you hate. There must have been thousands on both sides. The thing I remembered the most was giant ship that was bigger than me. There was also another weapon that killed Ichibi, Nibi, and the Sanbi in a blink of an eye. The ship killed the rest and left me wounded. The man that killed me was on that ship. He was your friend, stated the Kyuubi. Naruto narrowed his eyes. It was Sasuke, right? Haha, don't make me laugh. The only thing good about my death was I wasn't killed by Uchiha. Naruto started to scratch his head. I really have no clue. It was Nara Shikamaru, stated Kyuubi. Naruto fell over in surprise. No way. Shikamaru is the most lazy guy the first ever saw. There is no way he could kill you. Well, he did. He finished me off with that ship's help. I'm not sure how he got such a powerful weapon. Flashback. The Kyuubi was wounded and finally free from Madara's control. He looked over at the huge ship and saw someone he recognized on top of the ship. Shikamaru looked down at the Kyuubi. Even though this place is destroyed, I'm glad Madara fell for my trap. The will of fire still lives on. I will eat you. Shikamaru sighed at that. I came out here to say one thing to you. I always thought of Naruto as my friend. You made Naruto's life a living hell. I'm going to kill you for Naruto. I just wanted you to know that. Then the cannon from the ship fired and it destroyed the Kyuubi. End of flashback. I hate him as well. Next thing I know I'm in hell. Then I was made an offer and here I am. My choice was to help you and stay with you or go back to hell. I rather be with you than hell. So what's your answer? Naruto couldn't believe all this information he was just told. He really wanted to know what happened now. He remembered what Shikamaru said on that poneglyph. Then he walked closer to the cage. All my life I ran away from the fact that you were sealed in me. I want to know the truth about what happened in the past. Are you aware that they sent me to the future? Kyuubi just nodded. I want to see this new world myself. Let's make a truce. We hated each other from day one. I'm not sure what these Shinigami want with us, but we should work together like we should have done from the start. Stated a very serious Naruto. I may not like it, but you're right. As long as I don't go back to hell. Stated the Kyuubi. Is that a yes? Questioned Naruto. When he heard the fox say yes, he asked him what he needed to do to survive through this. Look above that new seal. Naruto did and saw the seal his father made. Rip it off and my powers will help you survive. Just don't die, warned the Kyuubi. Naruto nodded and jumped up high. He ripped the seal off. Naruto was covered with red chakra and white chakra. His eyes were glowing white. He was also screaming in pain and finally there was a big explosion. Naruto opened his eyes and saw the Shinigami standing over him. She smiled at him. I must say Naruto. You were amazing. You're the first human to live through this. Go to that river over there and look at your eyes. Naruto stood up and walked to the river nearby. He looked at his reflection and saw his eyes. What did they do? You had to figure that out yourself. I'm sending you back. This time I send you somewhere you can rest. Shinigami as she was about to touch him. Naruto held up a hand for her to stop. Nice try. We had a deal. Tell me what happened in the past. She sighed at that. I only said I was going to tell who the 20 kings were. However, you won't like it. Naruto gave her a death glare. I went through the most pain I ever had. Tell me who they are. Don't say I didn't warn you. The world government was created by 20 kings. However, that's not really true. Most of them were leaders of other villages. Some took over other villages and made themselves the leader. It was all started by Uchiha Madara. She stated in a serious voice. Naruto narrowed his eyes at that. So that son bitch is behind everything? The remaining Akatsuki members are also the kings. Nagato was one of them, but you know him better as Pain. The man that defeated me. Thought Naruto. The others were Konan, Hoshigaki Kisame, and Zestu. Naruto knew Kisame and Zestu, but didn't have a clue of who Konan was. Who's this Konan? The only female member in the Akatsuki. She was Pain's partner and she also, like you, was taught by Jiraiya. She watched as he was shocked that Konan was also Jiraiya's student. Perhaps it's best if we stop. I'm not sure you can handle the rest of it. He shook his head. I had to know. Very well. You might want to sit down for this. Naruto sat on the ground and started to listen to her.